soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, my name's right. In for the fight. Starlight out on low. Starlight out on low. Starlight out low. Cosmic soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, my name's right. In for the fight. Starlight out low. Starlight out low.
Feed insomnia. Okay, I got you. Well, come on up here and we'll feed your insomnia. The link is pinned. So this shit is fucking weird. All right, first off, I got to say thank you for those who tune in early this morning. For those of you who are excited about the StarCraft stream, we had to move it to today. Something came up yesterday, so I was unable to do it, and I was unable to say anything until early in the morning. But we'll be doing that today. It got moved to 4 p.m. today. But this Iran stuff has gotten fucking crazy. I can't, and I still can't confirm it through U.S. sources. But apparently, there is too many people, too many claims that the USS Abraham Lincoln has been hit for it to not be the case. It may not be like extremely damaged or anything, but they're pulling it to a harbor and port in India. They're bringing a second carrier, moving it in there for the next 3 weeks. I think this is going to take 3 weeks to get there. It's crazy. I'm going to take a weirdo break. I told y'all about Tucker, me taking his mama's thing. I was cleaning my room today, and he was curled up, like his little harness was in the way. I yoked it and sat it next to the trash cans. And he jumped up and was like, give me that back. Like, I was like, it's okay. I'm not going to throw it away. It was so adorable. Then I realized I was late. So I put that on hold and started to stream for you guys. Denny, if you want to come up, hold on. Is that you, broski? Sadi Cool, how are you? How you doing? Dennison, is that you? Well, if that is Dennison, I know he takes a minute to get his audio fixed and set up, so I'll keep going until he can say anything. The USS Abraham Lincoln, I'm going to go on the assumption that it was shot. It was hit. It may not be heavily damaged. It may not be damaged at all, but I'm going to assume that it was hit. There was also an Iranian destroyer that was sunk yesterday. Like, I had 132 people on board, 32 sailors. Right now, I think it was like 100 and something are missing, and like 32 critically injured sailors were saved. Let's see. This shit weirds me the fuck out. All right, so I'm gonna play one video, and then I'm gonna play another video. Now, I don't know. I think this video is. Yeah, well, okay, that's you, Dennis. So what's up? I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Is
what
this
up,
your
homie?
is this your normal avatar or like your normal account?
No.
Okay, I understand.
No, I'm locked out of my main account.
Yeah. Do you want me to transfer the keys to this one?
No, I'll fix it. Yeah, I gotta reassemble my old computer and turn it on.
Fair enough. So I think this video is a little bit older, unless this is the new crazy chick, unless this is the new video. But I remember seeing this one a while ago. But you can tell that the weirdo evangelical death cultists are really coming out in force, especially with the war with Iran. Listen to this shit.
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of...
And you notice the speech pattern. I don't know if anybody's ever paid attention. What's up, Miss D? How are you doing today? I didn't even see Not Lost until I saw her comment come up. Hey, war in Iran because Israel's compromising dirt on your PDF file, President. I mean, I don't disagree. How are you doing today, darling? But and before anybody thinks I'm going to talk shit on this lady because it's a woman preaching, no. What I'm going to talk shit on is the same vocal patterns. If you've ever heard like a professional race baiter or a professional communist or a professional like public speaker activist speak, you hear the same speech patterns. Evangelicals were pioneering this way of public manipulation for the longest. And this lady, like, yeah, and I can't stand it. It pisses me off to hear them talk like this. Not necessarily the message she's speaking, but even then, I don't like the evangelical message myself. But just to hear people speaking this inauthentic tone. Yes, you can hear it over and over and over again. I'll run it back a little bit. You're 100% correct.
Of rain. I hear
I hear
a sound of an abundance of rain.
Like that cadence is done on purpose for those of you who don't know. Yeah, no, I know this is old. But my point in this is the evangelicals are ramping up their death cult nonsense, and they have a lot of power in our government, especially under the Trump administration.
I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, victory, victory.
See how she's doing it rhythmically? That they are fucking evil.
Victory in the corridors of heaven. In the corridors of heaven. Victory.
Oh yeah, no. D, that's what I'm saying. D's right. It's crazy people trying to hypnotize you. It's them attempting to brainwash you. Like
victory.
And like I said before I played this, I know it's old. So I'll get to the point of why I chose to play this video first. Now, as far as I know, yes, it is cult chanting. Yeah, it's evangelical cult chanting. I don't know if this is new. This is the first time I've seen this. And I see it posted. I've seen it posted new. And you see a lot, and we've heard a lot of evangelical, or we've seen not a lot, but we've seen the post from the evangelical military commander who was telling his soldiers that this is a holy war, right? Yeah, the racism panic is the worst. I agree with you. But apparently, I would rather listen to Christians who handle snakes. I mean, at least they actually do have faith. Well, some of those people like to cheat and defang the snakes, but I mean, my grandmother, God rest her soul, was and it's Pentecostal who do that, and I grew up in the Pentecostal church. I grew up in the Reformed Pentecostal church. They didn't handle snakes. My great grandmother, who was my mother's mom, was Pentecostal, and then my grandmother, who was like radical Pentecostal, which was my father's mother. It was very funny seeing the differences between the Reformed and the like fundamentalists. Is like basically Pentecostal is just evangelicism without the evangelicism. It's just non-denominational Christianity. They sing hallelujah, they praise God, and they get down in the church, and then they have homecoming and whatnot. But fundamental Pentecostal is like, nah, we will handle these serpents. But apparently, and I can't remember this fucker's name. Let me see if I can see his name.
Kenneth Copeland.
Kenneth Copeland. Yep. Blood. Yeah. So he starts this with the Lord has told me or directed me to do so. You're right. It's Kenneth Copeland. Watch this shit, man. He cuts his hand and drops it in the communion wine. Now, to me, this man has always looked demonic. And that's why this is one of the things, and for you non-Christians, just be quiet and let me explain it. This man looking demonic and doing like evil shit as a megachurch has always made me wonder like why Christians don't take the verse, you know a man by the light they bear. Like, it's crazy. This man has always looked demonic. He's literally drinking blood on his megachurch TV network. It's fucking crazy.
Yes, sir.
Now his blood is in my body.
Yes, sir.
It's in there. The Lord directed me to demonstrate some things. I need that little Ziploc bag. Do we have that? So that the next time you take communion, this will be in your mind's eye. So this is your cup.
Yes, sir.
This is my cup.
Oh yeah, nah. The mega churches have always pissed me off. It's crazy. What's up, Miss Cynthia?
So,
and they ain't even doing it with wine. They're doing it with Welchers. They should know better.
put it in there. Okay.
That's the cutting of the covenant.
Now, I want to be very fucking clear. This is not in any Christian doctrine that has ever existed to my knowledge. In fact, when I was a teenager and I dealt with self-harm, my pastor, who was an evangelically trained pastor, told me that to damage your temple is one of the gravest sins that you can commit. We do not practice bloodletting in any capacity. So I don't know what the fuck this dude is doing. Like the demons are showing you who the fuck they are. What's up, Duale? How you doing? Yeah, this is some white voodoo shit, bro. Yeah, no, what the fuck indeed, madam? What the fuck indeed? Did this man just pick up the thing and cut his hand without even sanitizing it?
And then I would do the same.
Jesus said, take this cup. This is...
Is it just me, or does this man on the right look more and more demonic?
my blood of the new covenant.
Now we've mixed our blood.
Except they didn't.
Cheers,
They
would
didn't
you?
even cut their hands.
That's crazy. They fake cut their hands. Nah, Cynthia, this is what the Christian folks be saying they're doing. That's crazy. Biohazard, holy shit, they are crazier and nastier than a shit house rat. Duale, not only is it haram from your faith, it is also haram in my faith. So I don't know why these Christians are proclaiming this. I don't know. I haven't got to that part. This is theater. I think it could be theater. Sasquatch, if you want to hit the panel, because you grew up in the South of all different type of Christianity. Do you know one where this bloodletting ritual, whether it's theater or not, would be okay? Because I can't think of any.
Mine.
And we could never separate.
You can't separate that. Now, our blood symbolically has been mixed here. Now, at the communion table,
Yes, sir.
he said, "This is my blood of the new covenant. All of you drink all of it." Judas had to drink that.
Yes, sir.
So, and I want you to be this way every time you take communion, and you ought to take it a lot. A lot.
No, you're not supposed to take communion a lot. You're only supposed to be in communion with those you trust and who have the same faith as you. These people are fucking evil. And he drunk it.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Keep in mind, there was nothing but grape juice in there.
Fair enough, but I mean, just the imagery alone. No, but some Pentecostals get rid. Well, that's what I was talking about before you got here. Like, so my entire family, because Pentecostal Christianity is from the deep South all the way to Texas, and my great grandmother is Reformed Pentecostal. They don't even do the snakes anymore. It's like evangelical hooping and hollering without like the evangelicalism. And you still do have a lot of Pentecostal, like Reformed Pentecostal, that are trained by the evangelical churches or evangelical pastors. Now, fundamentalist Pentecostals don't even do this weird blood sacrifice shit. They do the snake handling and the tests of faith. Oh, absolutely. These guys are hijacking the Christian communion, making it a performance, it's fucking demonic what they're doing.
It always was a performance, even when Jesus did it.
Well, it was a ritual, and all rituals are performance. I can grant you that. Would bloodletting technically be an animal sacrifice? Isn't it magic? Bloodletting is
in the Bible.
Yeah, bloodletting, all ritual is magic. If you want to be technical about it.
The Bible endorses both animal sacrifice and magic.
Would bloodletting technically be animal sacrifice? Yeah. I mean, it would be a form of sacrifice. Well, speaking in tongues, I don't believe that, and I actively make fun of people who do it. Like, I've done that in church. I just walk up to them going, because I don't believe that shit. It's always somebody asking for attention, in my opinion.
Well, a Catholic technically believes that the wine is transmutated into Christ's blood upon drinking it. So drinking blood is a Sunday thing.
Yeah, but transmutation, there is a difference in transmutation than actual bloodletting. Exactly,
do I believe it's blood?
Theater these damn vampires. Transmutation, if my understanding is correct, is more of a spiritual thing and not a physical thing, though, Dennison.
is in my body.
Yes, sir.
It's in there. His blood is mixed.
He looks like Satan. I can't get over that. He looks like a demon. This dude looks demonic.
With my blood. Can you see it? Western people don't know anything about covenant. Eastern people do.
Eastern people do. That's crazy. I don't know what he meant by that. But no, that shit is crazy. Evangelicals are getting weird out there, especially with this Iranian shit. Sure, but these folks don't drink the blood from cutting as part of the service. Yeah, it pisses me off as well. If you look at all mega churches, they all do that. I think the other guy was a small hat. That's funny.
It was the 700 Club before these guys. That's where Ken learned it from.
See, my grandmother used to fall for the 700 Club propaganda, like my great grandmother, all the time. Like, she would just be sitting there knitting or wrapped up in her shawl in front of the heater in the rocking chair watching the 700th Club.
Yeah, he was the Copeland of that generation.
Oh, gee, come on, bro. You never asked a girl at church back in the day, hey, girl, want to speak in tongues? Nah, I've always, my go-to is want to dance on my tongue, but that's beside the point. At least black voodoo is honest. They say this blood is for the ancestors, not for God, but these voodoos are dishonest, representing the great revealed Christianity. I don't know, man. So, Denison, what do you think about the Iran conflict?
What about it?
What's going on today? Apparently, they've hit the USS Abraham Lincoln. They haven't really done so much damage to it, but they're also running out of ammunition, so they pulled back to India.
And now they're moving a navy that I'm aware of.
Well, it does. It has it has 11 main, like what we would consider warships, and then it has a couple hundred fast attack crafts and corvettes.
Warships?
Yeah, warships proper, like destroyers, that sort of thing. I don't know how high their classification goes, like what their biggest tonnage and warships are. But they have 11 actual.
Because the corvettes are just speedboats with M60s mounted to the top of them.
Well, those are the fast attack craft. Corvettes are between that and patrol boats that can also launch torpedoes and that sort of thing. And they have small armaments of anti-aircraft as well. So, I mean, like the fast attack.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't call that a warship, you know?
Well, that's why I'm saying fast attack craft and corvettes. That's why I lumped them together. And then they have like 11 warships proper. I don't know if all 11 are different classes of destroyer or if they got anything higher than that. I know that we did sink their last destroyer today. It was 4 hours ago. It was sunk off the coast of India by a submarine. 148 sailors are missing. 32 are critically injured. So I think that was their last one. Some people are blaming the Iran has claimed that it was them with 4 ballistic missiles. I don't think they did it because I think that would pretty much sink it. I think they may have hit it with one or hit it with a smaller missile. But as so many people are claiming it, and it's got something has to be true about it. Also, got some good news. Dan Crenshaw lost his Senate run this time. He won it. Steve Toff won in the primary, so at least one-eyed McCain won't be back in office. That's a benefit.
Okay, so they have a Mood class frigate. That's the largest ship they have.
Damn. That's tragic. So I believe this is Trump speaking to the Marine Corps. Because you cut out, so I'm going to pull this video up while you're fixing that, and then we can go over what their naval power is. Oh, man.
They have 4 of them.
They have 4 of those frigates? So how many destroyers do they have?
I don't see any destroyers.
I don't know. I don't know if the USS Abraham Lincoln has nuclear weapons on it. But this is Trump speaking to the Marine Corps.
I am saying your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies.
Were they booing or cheering? It sounded like they were cheering and booing. There was a lot of ruckus. That's crazy. Good news. Brandon Herrera and Tony Gonzalez are heading to a runoff election in May. Neither candidate received 50% in the Texas primary. So that's great. I'm gonna show this because I want to show something that really pissed me off. I don't know if this is AI, I don't know what, but this is topical because I want to show something that really pissed me off this morning when I woke up and started looking for current events to happen.
My son, don't cry. Stay strong, just like your father.
So that really pisses me off because of this right here. And if I need to, I'll pull up my screenshot for it. Like, I was infuriated when I woke up and I got to my computer. I started looking up things. She may have deleted it, but she is a prominent. I figured it was AI. But what I'm about to show you isn't. What I'm about to show you isn't, and it's very, very, very angering. Yeah, she deleted it. So let me pull up. Let me pull this up because there are a lot of right-wing commentators that have always said they're like America first, or they're pro-America. They are super based and support America. Da 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 da. I gotta find where I posted it because I posted it somewhere. I did not save it. I thought I did, and I can't remember the chick's name because there's so many of these right-wing commentators out there. Erg. I get. Oh man. Bug. It was in regards to that 20-year-old gentleman, like one of the youngest guys who died, like one of the first casualties in the war with Iran. Right-wing commentator lady said, if it come between sacrificing this 20-year-old and Israel being wiped off the map, I would pick the 20-year-old 1,000 times. And I wish that I would have posted the screenshot, and I know I did post it. I just can't find it on my posts. So that is angering me. Yeah, it's angering me. I think she deleted it with good cause. Like with good cause. That would be her to. Here we go. And this is my own screenshot. I posted it to somebody in the replies. This was from Cassandra McDonald. If the choice were sacrifice him or Israel gets nuked and wiped off the map, I would choose the American kid every single time and twice on Saturdays. RIP. This 20-year-old died fighting for Israel. This is our greatest ally, folks. By the way, I don't know if you guys knew, but the Israeli Air Force, like the Israeli pilots, have abandoned their post as of last night, and just marched off the base. It's getting fucking crazy. I don't care if this is AI. Any time to make fun of the IDF, I'm gonna take. Bro, there's actual civilians on both sides that are not wigging out that fucking hard, man. Dennison, how are you feeling about all this now?
I don't really have any feelings about it. It might be good for Iran if they can change regimes, but I don't think the United States will allow to really change anything.
Well, this is definitely fucking up the world economy. According to RT, over 10 oil tankers have been hit after ignoring Iran's warning that the Strait of Hormuz is now a war zone. Dennison doesn't have feelings at all. No, he doesn't. Dennison is a ball of hatred and anger.
Well, I mean, those sound like feelings.
True. So Iran, I've been watching video. The reason I was laughing is Iran has painted, they moved their aircraft into the mountain bunkers that we were talking about yesterday before the war. And America and the IDF has just been drone striking fucking drawings on the ground. Like, that's fucking crazy. What I was laughing about earlier is there was some Tomcat silhouettes that they were doing that too as well. And this is the US doing it. That's fucking wild. But there have been 10 oil tankers hit, which gas has gone up where I'm at roughly 15 cents, I think, since the war started. So has it gone up where you're at, or has anybody in the audience, has it gone up?
I don't buy gas anymore. I wish that the CIA had minded its own business and that Mossadegh was allowed to stay in power. We wouldn't be having any of these problems. Of course, Iran would have been allowed to nationalize its oil, which, you know, the Anglo-Persian oil company would not, aka BP, would not have allowed.
Well, we could watch a little bit of Pete Hegseth, Operation Fury.
Winning decisively, devastatingly, and without mercy. Under the direct command of President Trump, the War Department unleashed this operation early Saturday morning, just 4 days ago, which means we need to remember two things. First, we are only 4 days into this. Metrics are shifting, dust is settling, and more forces are arriving. It's very early. And as President Trump has said, we will take all the time we need to make sure that we succeed. Second, we are only 4 days into this, and the results have been incredible. Historic.
incredible for Iran. They've hit almost every base we have in the Middle East. There's
I seriously doubt
unconfirmed.
that.
They've been doing some damage, Denison.
No, I don't. I doubt that. I'd have to see hard evidence of that, and from different verifiable sources.
That's understandable.
Like again, they don't even really have a real navy. The frigates are what they're calling destroyers, and most of them are from the 70s that were given to them by the English. And like I said, the fast attack vessels are speedboats with M60s mounted on the side of them. Iran is not a military capable country.
Maybe not navally. I can give you navally, or even they have an outdated air force. But when it comes to the rockets and missile capabilities, as well as China and Russia giving them access to their satellites, they're doing some damage with that. And then it's going to require boots on the ground. You're not going to do regime change without sending the military there.
Well, we already did regime change.
Well, yeah, pretty much. The regime definitely changed. Yes, StarCraft today. Something came up yesterday. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't make a post about it until early this morning. So, yes, today, definitely. I got the stream reset up and everything.
Correct, really. Only the United States of America could lead this. Only us. But when you add the Israeli Defense Forces, a devastatingly capable force, the combination is sheer destruction for our radical Islamist Iranian adversaries. They are toast, and they know it. Or at least, soon enough, they will know it. And we have only just begun to hunt, dismantle.
We are going over the news and the information we have about Iran so far, and then we're going to be bouncing that topic in just a sec. We were talking about weird evangelicals doing weird Satanist shit.
Demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities. Just 4 days in. Starting last night and to be completed in a few days, in under a week, the two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means. It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders, flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC, Iranian leaders looking up.
So apparently, as well, Iran just launched a ballistic missile at Turkey. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, they definitely have the ability to randomly fire shitty, ineffective rockets around the area. I just don't think that's going to serve them. It's only going to prolong their suffering.
I don't disagree with that.
Get more people to team up against them, too.
Well, Turkey's definitely said we reserve the right to retaliate. Apparently, Iran also shot down a fourth F-15 today, like this morning. They said it was Israeli, and Israel said it was a U.S. F-14 or F-15. So maybe this is another ghost of Kiev situation, but it's kind of getting crazy. I want to play this, but I also don't know if it's fake, because there's apparently footage from from the periscope that the from the submarine that took out the destroyer that we mentioned. I think this would be kind of cute. There is no sound to it, by the way. Damn. Smack the dog shit out that boy. How's everybody's morning going, by the way? I haven't said good morning to everyone. I'm doing very well myself. Had an awesome morning, cleaned up a little bit. After the stream, I'm gonna go work out and then shower. And probably take Tucker for a walk, come back and play StarCraft for those that are interested. What's up, Gabe? How are you?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
How's it? Where I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Sounds like you're doing good. Yeah, good, man. Just got off of work, had some dinner. Now I'm trying to catch up on some current events over here with you guys.
So, speaking of current events, is there any fear in Taiwan right now with them removing the THAAD systems from South Korea?
Oh, I mean, when I saw that, for me, I was definitely I perked up when I saw that, bro. Yeah, and they're moving them to Europe, right? I mean, they're moving to the Middle East. Yeah,
I think Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia and Israel. I think so.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember here, bro. Like, people have been dealing with a Cold War basically since 1949. And even though like the media talks about, China going around embargoing Taiwan and all the drills, people here really don't seem to really talk about it that much. They just do their thing.
It's a way of life over there.
It's a way of life. Exactly. Yeah.
Were you particularly affected when they embargoed those 3 days and like basically blockaded the island and everybody was like, fuck it. Basically.
Yeah, fuck it. Pretty much, yeah. I think it's because I'm like, I'm American, so if anything like that happened in America, we'd be shitting bricks. A lot of people would, right? I don't know, but I don't know, like not like that Israel guy you showed earlier. I saw that, but yeah. But here it's like people don't care, and I don't think the trade wasn't affected. The gas is already dirt cheap, so it wasn't really affected. So yeah, it didn't. Life goes on, Life goes on here.
I'll be doing the campaign starting with the Terrans and then going all the way to StarCraft to the Zerg campaign over the next couple of days. We're going to play the entire series over the coming week and a half until I beat it. So if you're interested in that, Plasma, that will be going on at 4. That'll be starting at 4 today. But no, because I've talked to a few people, and Grid is one of the people that seems to think that that's funny, that China is not going to invade Taiwan and they will just take over the island diplomatically. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's a soft takeover, if anything. Yeah. I mean, people here, I had to get used to it. People like the status quo. They want it to stay the same, meaning that it's not that they like the CCP, but it's like, as long as they don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you. Even if they talk shit every day and do their little drills and whatnot. But yeah, I don't see them invading, bro. I don't see them. Of course, I hope they don't. But we're always ready, personally, like my family. That's something that we talk about. What would we do if that shit happened?
Well,
You know,
it's also very strong in Asian culture for them to back the status quo. You know,
hmm
for them to just be kind of laissez-faire about the happenings of the world. It really takes a lot of fucked up shit to happen before Asian countries or Asian cultures will react. It's typically
yeah,
their mentality is that everything will be fine or it won't, in my opinion, from what I know.
yeah, it's very Taoist. You know, going with the flow, going with what happened, with what happened, because you really don't see as much conflicts like wars in modern times in Asia compared to like Europe and Africa and the South America.
Well,
You know what I mean?
they do have throughout history. They have less wars, but when they do go to war, the amount of people that die in that conflict is typically kind of that's kind of the balancing in the equation.
Yeah, yeah, they run it up definitely. I mean, when you look at the three, you know, bad guys, Mustache Man, right? Stalin and Mao. I think Mao has the most points on the board, right, for kills.
Yeah, and then even the smaller quote unquote bad guys, Pol Pot.
Pol Pot, yeah.
Pol Pot was so bad that the Vietnamese had to invade him to keep the humanitarian crisis from being an issue. I don't know. I've talked to some historians, friends of mine, and they think there's going to be a violent takeover within the year, especially if the U.S. keeps having to pull out resources to defend Israel and Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
you mean in over here? Talking about Southeast Asia? Yeah.
Because they're also waiting for Mundi or whatever his name is in India to fuck up the country, because apparently India is doing pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But that could also be biased, because some of my friends who are historians are left-wing people, and they typically put their political bias over everything else and are like, if it's right-wing person, it's bad, because they were also bitching about the new right-wing prime minister in Japan, who pretty much ain't doing anything wrong, and is leading to what it seems like a remilitarization.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you were playing Professor Chang yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Predictive history. It's funny because I was looking at his Taiwan videos he had from a few months back. And even though it has Taiwan in the title, he spent like 30 minutes talking about Japan is the threat. You know, like he was just going on and on about Japan, and well, I think a lot has to do with that prime minister for sure.
The historian friend of mine said that China's probably going to take Taiwan. The U.S. is going to reevaluate the situation in the Middle East, and the Japan and China are going to enter a new Cold War type scenario where Japan's going to massively rearm itself.
Yeah,
I believe that when I see it.
Yeah, it's always been bad blood, dude. Like even in the last like 10 years since I've been here, you hear funny things like people get in trouble for making. I mean, they love their dramas out here. We call them soap operas back home, right? Yeah. And the Chinese ones, mainly they have the old imperial dynasty warriors type dramas. But I remember a lot of people got in trouble, producers, when they were making dramas that had Japanese culture in it or was favorable to Japan, made Japan look favorable and cool, because they still have that bad blood from all you know, back in the day. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and they were saying this person says our stockpiles are depleting. That's one of the reasons they were pulling the aircraft carrier back to India.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, both sides depleting, right? When they going from Iran was going like 100 missile strikes to like were they down to like 20 something a day now?
D, you need to stop. Japan will rearm itself with kawaii Hello Kitty and tentacles. That's crazy.
They love their cutesy stuff.
Well, that's another thing, right? I think you and I talked about it a few months ago. that cutesy shit, and then like the K-pop and that drama being so popular, those are literal CIA demasculation tactics going on in the East.
Bro.
And when I found that out, it was fucking wild.
Right. So that's one thing that CCP did good. Remember they're talking against that feminine stuff, like the C-pop, China pop music. When they were doing that, copying the Koreans, they were like, "Nah, we don't support this type of stuff. We need our men." Right? Yeah. It's not, dude. It's such a big thing. It's not just Korea now in Asia. It's all over the world, bro. They're what they call it. I can't even think of the name. That boy band,
BTS.
BTS. Thank you. Like they're selling out Mexico City stadiums with like tens of thousands of people speaking Korean, girls fawning over them and stuff. And like it's wild.
Always remember that culture is extremely cultivated and very rarely spontaneous from the ground up. Because, and it's funny when you talk about it, because like women in 1984, he wrote that, you know, the women were always the first and the most zealous about the political ideology. And you can't remove politics and culture. Politics and culture are at the hip, right? One doesn't exist without the other, either way. And you see, like women, they just want to belong to the group. So if the group says this is good and that this is a beauty standard to be attracted to, you're gonna see them falling out like they did for Elvis, like they done for the rock stars, like they've done for the rappers. Like you're gonna see that. And Michael Jackson, I'm glad you mentioned it. Like Michael Jackson even spoke on that, on the culture being artificial.
Yeah. And here we go, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got excited because I know. I got something, but I'm listening.
Well, that's the thing. Like this demasculation thing, it started in Asia, but it's always been a thing. They would drop in World War II. The Cold War. They would drop like XL condoms labeled as medium to demoralize the Vietnamese, and the Chinese even. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So
it's ultimate trolling.
Like the masculinity problem, or demasculinity problem, I should say, is something that's being done to humanity, all of us, on purpose. But go ahead. What were you excited to say?
No, now I mean, what you just said too. Before I go there, like it's true, bro. Like when I've said it before, like when I see these young men in their 20s, because I live in a university town. There's National University here, and I see these young men with their girlfriends, and they're holding her purse, and I get it. Like if you're, if she's trying on something or or whatever, but like literally, like she has nothing in her hand, and I see numerous guys on a Saturday carrying their girlfriend's purse, and it's just, and hearing them talk, how they talk. Some of them, it's no different than the West. I'm not saying like the caveman shit. That's no good, right? But with that said, bro, there's the opposite thing going on here. And what I was gonna say though is like now, bro, look at clavicular calf, the look maxer dude. That's like he's blowing up, bro, and like all these young kids, bro, they're just eating that shit up, man. That looks maxer.
It's weird because on its own, these things wouldn't be a problem. But when the look maxing stuff is heavily tied in with incel culture.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
And there'll be these dudes who like trying to look good, trying to look tone definition, and then also like the jawline shit that they do. And they'll be so disheartened, like I got to do all this to get a woman, I got to do all this to find a relationship, and then they get disheartened, they don't find one. It's like, have you ever actually talked to incels? Like actual incels, not people that you joke around with or you call incels?
Right. No, actually, that's where that sounds weird to say this, but that's where Shadow Buddha and I we met on a Black Pill stream called Smash TV. That used to be like the most popular stream which is weird that like it wasn't like, I mean, we've all had girlfriends and stuff like that, and obviously I'm married, but like it was interesting to hear these guys' stories that were actually incels and whatnot, you know. And then on top of that, we learned that there's the real hardcore incels. They're not even going to be on a live stream even.
No, they've completely given up on society.
Yeah.
There was one young man I talked to in a server that I was invited to by some friends, and I just wound up leaving because it's like energy vampire type shit because of all the depression. And there's even chicks in there that are like, oh, we're incel, and
they call them femcells.
I'm like, how the fuck is that? You're the one who controls like that situation. Like, how?
It's not involuntary, right?
Yeah.
That's voluntary for them. Well, they don't see it, what they have. Yeah.
Well, I've talked to and that's exactly it. They don't see what they have. Because like this dude was moderately attractive, was wealthy. Well, not like rich, but like well off.
Yeah.
And had his own shit put together, but he's like, I just can't find a decent woman. Women don't want me. Women don't. And like I would try to talk to him, and I'm like, bro, I'm fat, and I've got my girl living with me.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And this dude would not hear it. And I've talked to a couple of the quote unquote femcells about it, and it's the same shit. It's just people that don't have any self-worth, people that don't have any self-respect. And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And do you see it? I see it too, is sometimes like these guys and probably the girls, they have these ridiculous standards. It's good to have standards for sure, right? What you want, know what you want. But like they have these expectations that they're out of their league. I mean, I'll use their language. They want a Stacy, some of these guys, like, you know, the top super attractive 8'9", right? You know, that's like, you know, that'll humble herself into him and do all this shit. Whereas they don't see the quote unquote Stacy normal girls or even a little less than that, what they would consider normal, that probably like them in their own life, some of them. But they have this weird standard. They're just focusing on aesthetics and whatnot, that they miss out on these opportunities that are right in front of them. You know?
False. The particular gentleman that I was talking to was a leftist incel. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Does not compute.
I don't know about that. What he said. Yeah. Good try.
But the thing is, like, and like some of the chicks that call themselves incels in that server would try to talk to the dudes. And it was a big ass server, so occasionally there would be women who lived within 50 to 100 miles of somebody. And I get not wanting to meet somebody on the internet. But if you got a chick that's like, I'll date you, and you're like, no, I'm an incel, I can't. Like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're no longer an incel. You lose that witch magic now.
Yeah. That is voluntary witch magic.
Well, reactionaries aren't necessarily conservative or right wing either. Reactionaries are just that, reactionary. They are reacting to the current cultural zeitgeist.
Ortho, you think those guys rather win, quote unquote win, than have a decent, fun life? You know what I mean? Meaning that like they're so into the ideology of an incel that when someone presented themselves, a woman presented themselves to them, they rather, you know, they're so locked into that what they identify as, that they don't want to have a change, you know?
Absolutely. I do believe that is the case. For sure. Dennison, are you there?
Yeah.
You and Gabe hold it down. I have to take Tucker out if y'all hear him whining. I got a video for us to watch about the Iranian missile strikes.
Roger.
What's up, Dennison?
an Iranian ballistic
What
missile
to do?
Al-Udeid Air
Chilling.
in Qatar. That is the largest military installation for the United States in the entire Middle East. And it comes as a new CNN investigation is now looking specifically at the American targets hit so far by Iranian strikes, every single one of them. Tamara Klablawi is out front.
Satellite imagery showing the extent of the damage to U.S. military facilities across Gulf Arab countries is starting to emerge, part of Iran's furious response to an Israeli-American campaign that
Looks very superficial to me.
9 U.S. military positions have hit in less than 48
One
hours.
or two buildings.
Relatively close targets, much nearer to Iran than its usual target, Israel. That proximity may give Iran's missiles and drones a better chance of hitting their targets. This is the port of Shuaiba, where just after 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, an Iranian strike set a makeshift U.S. operations center at the civilian port ablaze. 6 American service members were killed in the attack. You can see smoke rising from the fire. The blown-out 3-wide trailer blackened on the inside. There are few signs of fortification. In another attack, a drone, this appears to be the Arash 2, crashes into U.S. positions in Camp Buring. A building severely damaged. American helicopters parked inside the base were nearly hit. In Bahrain, a Shahid attack drone flies into the base that hosts the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet, one of the largest American naval formations in the world. It looks alarmingly defenseless. The drone hits one satellite communication terminal, clearly seen here. But the scale of the damage is more obvious here, warehouses and other buildings damaged, and another satellite communication terminal destroyed in a separate attack. We see this pattern of targeting throughout the region. At least 5 satellite communication terminals were destroyed. It points to a possible Iranian effort to cut U.S. bases off from the outside world. Iran used an unprecedented barrage of missiles and drones. U.S. Patriot missiles and other multi-billion-dollar air defense systems shot most of these out of the sky. But the ones that got through were enough to puncture the veil of security around oil-rich Gulf Arab states and the heart of America's security infrastructure in the Middle East.
Now, the question is just how long can Iran sustain these attacks? That depends on how big their stockpiles of missiles and drones are, which is currently unknown. And really, Aaron, it comes down to how quickly can the U.S. and Israel achieve their stated objective of obliterating the missiles. Until that happens, Iran has made it clear that in the aftermath of the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei, it plans to sow as much chaos as possible to U.S. interests in the Middle East and beyond. At the very top of the program, I mentioned the strike on Al-Udeid that we are understanding has just happened, and that was from we understand, a ballistic missile from Iran.
Dennis, and you think they got a lot of missiles left?
You've been there so much. But this is the single largest military base in the region.
I think you just witnessed their most capable strikes.
The Qatari government has
and what
the
would be left
obligation,
is
in concert with the United
shittier
States,
older
agreements
missiles.
in place to protect the airspace.
One building they can
when
hit
I was
if they're
there,
lucky.
and over the course of time, certainly there was a full integration of not only U.S. air defense capabilities.
Yeah, like
and
this
those
is
that
not
are
a
possessed by
reserved
the
Iran. This is
Qatari
Iran
government. In this
losing
case,
its
over the
shit
course of
and
time,
going
maybe the
completely
US presence there has
haywire and launching
decreased
everything it's got.
somewhat.
And you can see it really
in
didn't
Qatar,
amount to
it has
anything.
increased to a point
That's just
that
my
they now
opinion,
have
though.
primacy in terms of that mission set. That's the only thing I can assume.
Yeah,
right
when
now,
you
because
guys were talking about
for
Turkey,
Iran to
I
be
didn't
able
even know
to
that. That's
target
wild.
Al-Udeid, first of
Shot
all,
a
it's a
missile at
known
Turkey.
location. They know where it is, so that's no mystery. But for it to get through, that's a legitimate concern.
And U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said all personnel are accounted for after a drone strike in a parking lot near the U.S. consulate in Dubai late last night. It is now 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. Paula Hancock's joining us from Dubai. And Paula, just let's get some reaction there. People have been extremely concerned, of course, about these attacks. They do tell us they, on the whole, feel safe, though. How is what is going on in Dubai and the broader
Can you imagine all the crypto scammers Dubai shit in their pants?
military and, importantly, non-military facilities?
Well, they should have sold at
going
the
down?
top.
Yeah.
The Bitcoin market gave all sorts of
Well, Becky,
signals
we had
earlier in
heard
the year.
from the Iranian
All they got
Revolutionary
is their
Guard that they were
courses.
expanding their targets. It was going to be American political centers.
Which they probably make more
as
money
well,
off
and
of
we're
trading.
certainly seeing
I
that.
think so. It's more
As you
stable for
mentioned
them.
there, the car
I
park at the
mean,
consulate
I
in
make a
Dubai
majority of
close
my
to where
income
we
off
are
of
here.
trading,
Now,
and
there were no casualties.
Mhm.
I don't have
There
any
was no one
courses.
in the building. We know that the consulate at the embassy in Abu Dhabi, they'd cancelled all appointments up until March 4th.
I think
which
once
is
you
today.
start doing
Clearly,
courses,
that
you
is
stop
going to be
trading. You know.
extended. And
Yeah,
we're seeing
that's
embassies
their
being shut. The
the
Saudi
game plan
embassy,
for
the
'em.
Kuwait embassy, because they are being targeted. Now, we
Jordan
also
Belfort
saw
Maxson.
overnight in Qatar, the Al Udeid air base once again being struck. This is the largest US military installation in the Middle East. But again, there would have been an awful lot of movement out of that base before this war started. Now, in Kuwait, there were interceptions of aerial objects, we're being told. One of the interceptions created debris, which then hit a residential building and killed an 11-year-old girl. So these incoming missiles and drones are continuing. They are. We are seeing having a very high success rate of managing to shoot down these missiles and drones. We heard a couple of interceptions overhead a couple of hours ago. We're also hearing a lot more fighter jets in the air above the skies of Dubai today and yesterday. One interesting point to make is that France has now decided to send fighter jets into the skies above the UAE. The French minister saying that was to make sure that they could protect their military bases here. They said that a military base in Abu Dhabi had been
That's
hit.
crazy. I
It's
was
unclear at this point
curious.
whether
I
they will
put
be actively
Dubai
involved
for a
in
flight
shooting
right
down
now.
missiles
Is this
or
big
drones, but it
yellow
just shows that,
triangle comes up?
the
It says
number of
travel
countries,
restricted,
particularly in
airspace
Europe as well,
closed
being drawn
on all
into
flights.
this war is increasing. France was very critical of the US president for making
That was like the most, the biggest hub in the world.
attack Iran.
Nick, I want to talk about what's happening in the region. What are you hearing?
Yeah, and Saudi Arabia here in Riyadh specifically, the U.S. Embassy, State Department has authorized non-emergency staff to be able to leave. The consulate in Jeddah, the consulate in the east of the country, in the oil-producing sector in Dhahran, were under strict shelter-in-place instructions through the day yesterday. The Iranians continue their strikes and attempts.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to go, Josh. I think Josh is in the back.
9 drones were intercepted. Another drone was intercepted in the last couple of hours in the eastern province.
Let's see if I can
and here in Saudi
sign in
Arabia,
with my other
they
account.
are watching for how Iran may be escalating their attacks. A lot of the intercepts that have been successfully intercepted here have been drone attacks. But this morning, 2 cruise missiles indicating an escalation of the type of attack by Iran on Saudi Arabia were shot down successfully. No injuries reported as far as we know in a town just south of Riyadh. And right next to that town is a massive Saudi military airbase. But in the last few minutes, we've heard that there has been an attempted attack again on Ras Tanura, the massive oil producing facility here in Saudi Arabia. And of course, the concern for the Saudis is that their oil sector is potentially vulnerable. They're defending it, successfully defending it so far. But there is a risk, and they recognize this, that a strike on their oil facilities could put pressure on them to be dragged potentially into the war here, something that they are not.
Is that you, Josh?
Yeah, it's me.
Don't be mean to my guests.
Only Be Brave's the only asshole you have as a guest.
Yeah, but Be Brave is my favorite.
Yeah. He got mad at Professor Chang contradicting himself yesterday, huh?
Oh, yeah, he got
Be
really
Brave.
big mad.
It was funny.
Inclined to do, and something that they are concerned about and have given Iran strong diplomatic signals not to do. The option to respond if they
I think that's about it from all there. But no, this shit is getting crazy.
Nah, this ain't that bad.
Be Brave was
He's
on here
young.
yesterday Be Brave was on here yesterday.
Yeah, I heard him.
No, I was talking to D.
Okay.
She Miss Brave.
Mostly people are pissed off because a bunch of U.S. citizens got stranded in the Middle East because they didn't give a heads up that they were going to basically pop some shit off, right? And so they closed the embassies. I think almost every damn one of the embassies in the Middle East is closed. I'm not sure about Egypt, though. So nobody can get out anywhere because like flights are all fucking, everything's grounded, right? So they can't go anywhere. I think a lot of people were bussing it out toward Egypt. I think it was the last I'd heard.
That was our last conversation, Josh. I think like 3 or 4 months ago, when I was asking you about how would it go down in Taiwan with the, if shit happened. Yeah. Yeah. So
this is how it was kind of like a wrong order, but to be fair, right? Like if you're going to do a surprise military attack, you kind of don't like put out like travel restrictions and travel.
Right.
You just do it.
Right.
That a lot of people got caught with their pants down.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was going to happen the week before. That's what all the people were saying.
Taiwan shit changed, right? So Japan just set up a fucking missile defense system like on an island right next to Taiwan. So like they're China's
by Okinawa.
That's fucking shit's awesome.
Only like a damn 50 minutes away from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm. Apparently,
what's the coverage of that system like, though? Is it capable?
It can cover all of Taiwan. They've got a pretty damn nice system, actually.
Yeah. What's his name? The president of Taiwan. He was saying over the summer he wanted to get that the golden halo, whatever they call that in Israel. They have.
Oh, the Iron Dome. It's
Iron Dome. Yeah, he wants to get that here.
Yeah, it's all pretty much the same thing. Like, I mean, there's a few software differences, but for the most part, it's all the same thing.
Just for those fucking flat earthers, they can watch their dome get hit by missiles.
Yeah, China was fucking pissed when Japan announced their shit, man. They just
I know.
flew off the handle.
Yeah. China. Do you think that like because Professor Jung, I guess I'm glazing him right now, but like he claims that China will not invade Taiwan because basically China's already surrounded by the ops with India, even Japan, and even Russia. So is Russia a frenemy, and he claimed that the U.S. is actually kind of an ally of China?
Russia and China have never really had like at worst they might have some underdealings with business. For the most part, they don't really have too many like major conflicts. China, on the other hand, fucking has conflicts with every one of their goddamn neighbors all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't play nice.
With the exception of Iran, or with the exception of Russia. Russia's a different story. Like, again, at worst, it's usually like economical complaints they have on each other. Because they'll underbid on deals and shit like that. That's about it. That's just like competition thing.
Mm-hmm. Are we seeing boots on the ground, you think? Anytime? Is that going to happen now, man?
There's going to be special force. Oh, you mean in Iran?
Iran, yeah.
There's special forces already.
Yeah, there's going to have to be. But it's not going to be like this, like, 100,000, force. It's going to be, it's going to be like these weird little fucking scouting groups that basically go into the mountains.
The same guys that have been there for 40 years.
Yeah, it's going to be
operators and stuff.
Because there's no way to fucking stop those damn rockets from coming out of that mountain region. There's just no way to do it without it. They could put helicopters in there and hope to God, but I don't think I'd want to risk, a couple $1 million on a Cobra or some weird shit flying around in there. It's just too risky. It's less risk to just put, some scouting teams in the mountain region. So because they're going to have to find some way to stop them damn rockets.
Yeah.
The region's too fucking big to be patrolled by aircraft, right? Like they could. That's kind of like just luck of the draw there.
I mean, but how much missiles do they have? Like,
Fucking shit ton. I don't know about
Iran has been stuck. Okay, so there's two problems, right? Iran has been stockpiling and upgrading its weapons for 70 fucking years, right?
Yeah.
And then in a lot of these countries that are not participating fully in globalized trade, they're very autarkic. So, and then it means that they try to take care of all their needs in house, all of their market, all of their needs in house, and everything.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of synergy with the way they do things. So they'll find these resources they need, and they'll build the processing facilities, and then they'll build the manufacturing somewhere between all the places that it has for the resources and the processing. And Iran being a militarized country, they've built a lot of those things into the mountains and build the hardened structures, so they're hard to destroy for its infrastructure. We're attacking their cities and knocking their cities down, sure, but most of the shit is not. They're not a modern Western city, so there's not a lot of financial or economic infrastructure there. They're a wartime, like they're a war-based economy. So most of their manufacturing is in these fucking mountains, in these areas where they can't be hit.
Citadel, huh?
Now, I don't know about the number of counts on the mountain region, but just under Tehran, because like Tehran's got like all these like mountains. The whole city is basically built on these gigantic mountains, or I'll call them hills, somewhere in between a hill and a mountain, right? There's at least, and this was back in 14 or 15, there was at least 300,000 rockets that were stored under there. So you have these like major highways that go through, and they have these offshoot roads there. There was at least 300,000 rockets there. I don't know how they launch from there, right? Like that. I guess they throw them on a truck and launch a tube out from underneath of there. But hell, that's just every damn highway that's underneath of that. The hills would have to be a hell of a lot more.
Alamine, I got you, broski. Actually, it's a plateau.
Yeah. Well, you call it that? Like it's just nasty. It's like real nastiness there.
Nastiness for an invader. That's why it's the graveyard of empires. It's not that Iran is special and they're people that can withstand and withhold, or they're superhuman. It's literally just the topography of the region. And all Arabs have the same mentality of fight to the last man.
Yeah.
So there's no issue. I think the Professor Xi was Ying, or however you say his name. I think he's correct. I think America will lose to Iran if this actually goes to a full-on war.
How can America lose to Iran? What does that mean?
Well, we lost Afghanistan, so
how did we lose to Afghanistan?
It kind of really
the Taliban the Taliban is in control of Afghanistan. We did not meet our selected war goal. Ergo, we lost.
The goal was to get Osama, and that we deliberately left that equipment there to arm them and create the third largest army in the world, or the fifth largest army in the world.
Now the regime part in Iran, that's a little bit weird, right? So what was it? I think it was yesterday. They fucking killed the remaining. What's that? I can't think of the name of that group, but they're the ones that basically elect the supreme leader. They all instantly got killed because they're a bunch of dumbasses.
Well, yeah, they were voting actually when the rockets hit. Yeah.
But now,
actually, Alawine, nukes become less and less affected if the topography is something as of mountains.
Yeah.
Nukes are not effective at all in rocky terrain like that.
They wouldn't work anyways, just for Iran anyways. Most of the shit that you really want to kill, you can't really, you kind of don't know where it's at. And that's the problem. We're not fighting the regime. We're actually fighting the IRCG, IRGC, however they're pronounced, right?
IRGC.
These motherfuckers are all over the place. Nobody knows who the hell they are.
They have a mosaic defense doctrine, meaning that each, I think, battalion commander is capable of autonomy and have their own fucking if after it's a certain high enough rank, but like they have this autonomy over their region to basically be military governors and pull in recruits, and that's been enacted. Like they can pull in recruits from the towns and villages. They can requisition supplies or take anything if they don't have, if it's not earmarked for someone else and it's in their area. They can pick and choose targets that they want to attack with the ballistic missiles under their command. So that's kind of why they're just hitting everything right now.
Yeah. Now, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and like hearing World War III was straight Matthew Broderick war games or Day After Tomorrow. You know what I mean? Thermonuclear war. Is there, worst case scenario, is there any chance of that you guys see?
No, not likely.
Okay.
There's really there's no there's no benefit in nuking anybody. I mean, I wish there was. Like, I would love to see it just
No,
to say
Josh.
live through a fucking life of actually seeing somebody get nuked, right? But there's just really no benefit in doing it. It's a lot of downfalls, not many fucking military benefits, not even an economic.
Hold on, because you're coming at people typically come from nuclear weapons. Maybe I'm going to overplay my cards here, but people are coming from the thought of nuclear weapons from a Cold War mindset, right?
Yeah, that's what I was, not tactical nuke. Like
the yields from even non-tactical, like even full-on warheads, right? Quote unquote city destroyers or ICBMs. Their yields are bigger, but the radiation and damage and environmental impacts from the type of weapons they are significantly less than Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Wow.
Like it would be months. It's months. It's months at most that that the area is inhabitable or uninhabitable.
It's also why nukes won't really work on Iran, right? Like you can destroy all their cities. It's not going to stop the thing that we're trying to deal or contend with, right? It just destroy every one of their cities. Not going to do anything. Not that would benefit us, and it sure as hell wouldn't reach the goal of getting rid of that fucking IRC or IRGC group, right? It's just not going to get them, and that's kind of the problem. I don't know. There'd have to be some type of ground intelligence. I know the U.S. and Israel have always had fucking ground intelligence there, but like I said, hunting those fuckers down is a little bit more difficult than I think they want to let on to.
Anytime someone says Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all I can think of is now is Johnny Somali. Bro, that video where he got the shit smacked out of him is funny.
Yeah. Oh, I think he finally went to jail yesterday or a couple days ago.
I think like 3 years.
What is it, 3 years?
Yeah, I think it
labor camp. They said.
In South Korea, is it South Korea or is it
South Korea? Yeah, they should send him to North Korea. Well, yeah,
that's
it's South Korea.
Hilarious.
Johnny Somali. He's probably like from Wisconsin or something. Minnesota, whatever the fuck.
I know that people around the world are starting to hate Americans because of the way our tourists act.
People like him. Yeah.
No, it's not just him. There's Americans that'll go to these holy sites to Buddhism and Hinduism and strip naked and fucking go skinny dipping in the fucking natural pools and are fuck on them, and people get fucking pissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got this video. Apparently, they're saying that the military cannot stop the drones that are attacking U.S. military personnel.
This is as serious as it gets. This is war and peace. They told us in that room that there are going to be more Americans that are going to die, that they are not in the short run going to be able to stop these drones that are going to continue to fly into the Middle East. We have to have a debate in the United States Senate on an authorization of military force. It will likely fail. And we shouldn't be voting to proceed to other pieces of legislation until we get a debate on this deeply unpopular, immoral, and illegal war with Iran.
How are they already saying it's an illegal war? Like, how are they already saying it's illegal war? Because Iran officially declared war on us. Like, they declared war on us.
Yeah. It wouldn't matter. They're making the claim that a president cannot utilize military force, and that's
literally
just
their
in violation.
whole thing.
Yeah, that's just in violation of the War Powers Act. Their claim is that a president can't like officially declare war, which he can for like up to 60 days. He can extend it to 90, and all he has to do is write a letter to Congress and give a reason why. Like, it's not really a big deal. This ain't gonna last 90 days. But they can absolutely stop those drones. They just can't do it and keep our own aircraft in the air in the area. That's the problem. You can't have both. You can have one or the other. And we ain't giving up the idea. We're trying to like blow shit up as much as we possibly can. Apparently, that's what the administration says, and it seems to be what they're doing is just blowing shit up.
Well, there is an imminent threat to Israel. Didn't you hear the politician say that the other day? Not an imminent threat to America, but an imminent threat to Israel. And everybody knows Israel's the capital of the American empire.
Yeah, Rubio said that yesterday, right? Yeah.
That's our capital, man. Like, I asked a friend that historian friend. I was like, I heard Iran attacked us. He's like, they attacked Israel. Without skipping a beat, I replied, I heard Iran attacked us.
Yeah. You guys heard that like Israel grows their soldiers in America?
Outright. That's because they don't want to die for themselves.
Yeah. Oh, you see, BB Benjamin's son is living large in Miami at a like penthouse. His young son, right now living the life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Benjamin, whatever you fuck you say his name.
Supreme Leader had a grandkid in what was it? It was Italy. I don't know where he's at now. And a daughter, right? Like they have children overseas. It's actually not really uncommon.
Yeah. Did you say his son is next up or something like that?
No, he was killed.
He was killed as well.
Yeah, the mullah that was supposed. Yeah, under him, the mullah one. I forget whatever his name was. Yeah, he got killed. I think he was killed on day. He was killed on day 2. Strangely enough, he was not on the compound on the day 1.
So Qatar has declared a state of emergency and is stopping all gas production.
This is good. I know people are going to start bitching about gas prices and shit like that, right? But it's also hurting our enemies too. So we suffer a little bit; they're suffering too. Kind of want China to hurt a little bit. Shut their manufacturing down a lot. It's not like it's going to like make their country like come to a screeching halt or anything, but their manufacturing will cut way fucking down.
Joe Cool was on here and said that that Palestine or Gaza is a parking lot right now, has been leveled, but Tel Aviv has been fucking leveled. Look at this shit. There ain't gonna be shit left if they keep bombing like this, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, all my life, I've seen rockets on the news every so often over there in the Middle East. But this is getting worse and worse.
Yeah. It's like residential too.
That doesn't look that bad.
What do you think the percentage of people that support the Supreme Council in Iran? Just a guess.
Now it'd be hard to say. 6 months ago, less than half.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's grown substantially because whenever Israel and America send bombs in retaliation, they hit civilian targets in countries sent even though, because here's the thing, right? They don't want Western democracy, right? They don't want that. None of these countries want that. They don't want secular Western or democracy. They
did before the CIA threw it over.
They want that guy who's in there gone.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds like American propaganda to me.
The way the Iranians, like in America, that I've seen some of these news stories, especially in Southern California, is like the biggest Persian community in what's called Irvine, and a lot of those people. A lot of people have been saying that, like,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that in Iran, like Islam. I mean, there was it wasn't always Muslim, right? They had the Zoroastrianism, right, and other religions and whatnot, and it's like they had their culture first before their religion, whereas a lot of those other Middle Eastern cultures, Islam is just embedded there, so.
It's kind of that's why it's kind of a mixed bag, right? So like the Persians that are in the U.S., they're not suffering. Well, they would
For sure,
suffer.
It's different.
30 years of economical decline that's been coming down to it, which is why most of the people in Iran are pissed off, right? So they're really pissed off that they can't do anything. Is really what it boils down to. So then you separate that down into two different groups, like the younger people. They don't really give a when you're young, you don't really care so much, or you don't care so much about the religious aspects. It's usually not until you get a family that you start thinking about moral standards and shit like that.
Right.
The older people, they're not so anti-Islam, right? So that's when you ask like what percentage, that's why it's so difficult to try to figure that shit out.
Broader survey data indicates that only around 20% of Iranians support the continuation of the Islamic Republic. Support for principles of the Islamic resolution of the Supreme Leader has declined to 11% as of mid-2024, down from 18% in 2022. A significant majority, around 70%, oppose the current system, with 89% favoring democracy and growing support for regime change and structural transformation. And this reflects what we know about the Iranians and the Persians historically. They've always been this way. The Shah and the revolution were caused by the CIA, not by the Iranian people.
Mm-hmm.
They elected Mossadegh in the 60s. He was progressive. He was educated in England, and he wanted to nationalize oil and create more social policies. The CIA overthrew him. They murdered people in order to badmouth him and get him exiled. Then the CIA installed the Shah, a brutal, murderous dictator, and that's what caused the revolution. That's what paved the way for the Ayatollah being the better choice.
Yeah, we sit here and talk shit about like Evan prison there, where they keep all their political prisoners, right? But it was the Shah that actually created that. That wasn't actually the Islamic Republic that created it.
Yeah, and he used our fucking CIA handbook in order to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no way of really knowing, but historically speaking, Iranians don't support this shit.
Yeah, right. I think very little chance any democracy is going in there. At least if you're just dealing with the youth that were in the streets protesting, they were fucking hollering for the Shah back, or the son of the Shah, I guess, the one that's in Canada. They were hollering for him. That's a monarchy.
Well, that's what I was saying. It seems like they just want that. They want the Ayatollah and his government gone.
They overwhelmingly support democracy, and very little of them support Islamic values. So I don't know how else you would interpret that. And the Shah's son considers himself a Democrat. He wants a secular democratic Iran with government based on rule of the law and separation of religion and state.
Yeah,
so
that's big right there.
It's big, right? But if let's just hypothetically say the IRGC goes away, right? As soon as he steps on soil, like as soon as he just fucking, it ain't gonna be like when the first Ayatollah came back, right? As soon as he comes back, he's gonna have a bounty on his head faster than shit. Because if you think
that's true,
the older generation that are like pro-Islam, you think they're gonna tolerate him? Mm-mm.
Dude, what the fuck's gonna happen though? I mean, realistically, if you had two options, just say most likely.
I would vote for the status quo.
Yeah, there has to be a security detail around this fucker for him to actually survive that long.
This will blow over because it's about the Trump assassinations. Trump has a bone to pick with Iran. So once he's out of office, I don't think there'll be a military policy in favor of continuing regime change. So once the pressure lets off on the Ayatollahs, they can name a new supreme leader and just go back to business as it was.
Right.
It could be an opportunity for the Iranian people to step up and make some changes. That would be, in my opinion, that's the X factor that you can't account for.
Yeah,
How much control the Iranian people are willing to take while their government is decapitated and struggling.
Yeah, domestically there isn't any opposition, right? So there's some videos floating around. I don't know if we can pull them up on YouTube, but there's some videos floating around. Like people will go out on their balcony and they'll yell some anti-fucking death to the Ayatollah or some bullshit, right? And getting shot on their balcony. So like the IRGC, they're not playing around, right? So like this idea that they're gonna do too much of anything, there's still apparently enough armed pro whatever you want to call it, like pro regime running around that they could put a stop to some shit. I don't think it's as cut as dry as
the only way Iran goes away and ceases to be a problem for the West is that if there's boots on the ground, and I don't think that's going to happen. And because you can't do full on regime change without fucking, and regime change isn't just killing their leaders and whatnot. That regime change is complete and total ideological decimation and removal of whatever ideology is in charge. So if the IRGC just puts in another Islamic scholar in power, it's still the same ideology, just different leadership.
The only country that's close enough right now and at least has some ability to put boots on the ground, Saudi Arabia. And if history has anything to say, the Persians and the Saudis get along like fucking cats and dogs, man. If they show up in town, right, or just marching around and shit, right, they'll get attacked just for the sake of being Saudis. There's a long, nasty little history between those two.
It's the Sunni and Shia split.
Yeah, they're not gonna. It's just there's no way for this to just kind of. That's why I said I think pretty much the best we're gonna do is bomb as much. We're gonna blow up as much shit as we possibly can that whoever's next isn't gonna have any tools to defend their own country with. I mean, I think that's originally what the plan is everybody's just got to go, and in whatever equipment we can possibly find, right, just blow it up and just be done with it. If they come back with the same regime and the same bullshit, then I guess 20 years they'll go back and do it again. But I don't. That's the one thing I don't think that IRGC is going away anytime soon. There's too many of them. Like in 14 and 15, I remember the numbers were quite clear. They were bragging around 300,000, right? We sure as fuck ain't killed anything close to that in the numbers. So I don't know where these fuckers are going to go. Like, they're gonna still be there.
Everybody keeps saying that the numbers of U.S. soldiers or U.S. personnel killed over there is a lot higher than what they're letting us know. So
I don't believe that either.
Our bases have gotten chalked up pretty good. I mean, I don't know how much equipment we lost, but we've been hit.
Did you see the photos? It's pathetic.
Well, yeah,
there was like one instance in where they were able to destroy more than one building, and they weren't even the main buildings in the bases.
Those helicopters were still on the tarmac.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Why fucking don't target the goddamn buildings, right? Go after the equipment.
They don't have the ability to do anything else. This is a show.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know who is on TV overhyping the Iranians. If it's supposed to be some kind of fear-mongering tactic, or if they're just trying to shit on Trump. But they don't have military capability. I mean, political will is the only thing that stops us from overthrowing that regime.
I mean, if there's a war with this culture, like America, I'm talking about America. If there's a war with this culture and this type of lifestyle we're leading, I'm just gonna say I don't think we're gonna have the military will to do anything either. Because look at this shit. I get.
Oh damn.
I mean, are you really? Because like, look at
Is that the
Ukraine.
price of Plan B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a
Look
while
at-
since I've been back, so I don't know.
Look at the Ukrainian women that were dancing with the migrants and the tourists while men were being dragged away to fight in the trenches, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no loyalty to each other in our society. So why the fuck would men want to go and fight in this current society?
We don't
That's
need men.
That's the real advantage. Men are
We
women.
have robotic dogs and fucking drones, unmanned aircraft, and just the air superiority alone is something that is it's.
Right,
I can't even describe it with words.
I don't care what you say until you got some 18-year-old private with a rifle saying this goddamn hill is mine. Come and take it. The war is going to
A
wage
carpet
on.
bomb doesn't mean he doesn't mean shit in the face of a carpet bomb. A single Apache helicopter, and he's done.
And here's the thing: until you occupy it, Denison, it ain't yours. You can send
We
all
don't
the
need to
robots and
occupy it. Who needs to occupy it? We could just keep bombing it for the next 20 to 30 years and never run out of money.
Well,
Okay.
that's the political will part, right? Because that's kind of.
I
what we
told
do,
you that's
right?
the only thing in between us and regime change. You'll get no argument out of me there. But talking like they're gonna beat us militarily is silly talk. Unless there's some hidden Iran capability that the United States government has been hiding for the last 40 years. And I'm not gonna say that's not possible, but there's
It's
just
called
no
the-
evidence that they
called
have
the
any
will-
capability at all.
It's called the will of Allah. All right.
The will of Allah has gotten them jack fuck all. They can't even beat Israel.
The power of martyrdom. Huh?
I don't think they really need to beat Israel. I think they just need to fucking keep throwing those damn pictures on, like Tel Aviv, like fucking, couple city blocks leveled, right?
That wasn't a couple of city blocks leveled. That was a half a dozen buildings in a couple of city blocks damaged with like
Yeah,
2 or 3 leveled buildings.
Think-
And if that's
think
the
about
best
that
you
if
can
you're-
do, if that's your you killed our president all out, you're going to hell warfare, then that is that's a fucking spit in the wind, Josh.
You if you're pro regime, right? You gotta think that's gotta put a battery in your back.
Who cares? It's the battery in the back of a tin soldier that can't do anything.
Yeah, but it's a tin soldier.
You sound like the dude from Baghdad.
Because it's a.
You remember
thing that
him?
we have-
You remember the Iraqi defense minister? We killed
here,
the
try
Americans in their beds. We slit their throats. They'll never destroy us. We've expelled the American Satan from our lands. They have no chance. And meanwhile, there's fucking American tanks rolling behind them in the fucking scenery.
It's not the point of them beating us.
Look at this shitty Iranian propaganda.
Yeah, I don't want to go back in 20 years. What the fuck is that thing?
That's an Al-Quds. That's their top dog missile.
Yeah, that's an Al-Quds striking the Yamamoto.
I remember their Photoshop missile launches. That was a big thing. Hell, that was like 15 years ago. It's not the them beating us. It's the I don't want to go back in 20 years, if that makes any sense, right?
What do you mean
And
go
so
back in
I
20
have-
years?
Yeah, I have contention with the IRGC. Like getting rid of them is a lot more difficult than one would think, right? And so them having a battery
It's
in their
not.
back kind of bothers me.
Will we do it? Probably not. But is it really difficult? No, it's not difficult at all.
Not difficult to get rid of them.
Nah. Not if we wanted to.
people that we have no
This is
fucking clue who the hell they
global
are.
theater, bro. This is stagecraft. You
Okay,
think
okay.
we have fucking satellite weapons? We have bombs that
Yeah,
can
it
go
sucks.
in through your fucking window, dude.
Sure.
Get
Where's the
real
window?
here.
Where's the window?
So you're saying
We killed the motherfucker. He's dead. They can put another one. We kill him too. You don't. Trump's got satellite photos of these people's fucking houses.
I don't know about that. That's
Speaking of,
are arriving just today. And now, with complete control of the skies, we will be using 500-pound, 1,000-pound, and 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision gravity bombs, of which we have a
Gravity
nearly
bombs.
unlimited stockpile. We used more exquisite standoff munitions at the start, but no longer need to. Our stockpiles of those, as well as Patriots, remains extremely strong. The enemy can no longer shoot the volume of missiles they once did, not even close. And the chairman will lay out some of those percentages.
When was this aired?
Probably a couple hours ago.
I believe it's this morning.
All right, so we're gonna see tomorrow if Iran fired off more rockets, because apparently that's what it is. It's
They
just
will
been
fire
more.
off more rockets, but they're going to be
No,
dog shit.
I didn't mean like I don't mean like more as in one more. I mean like as in total number.
No,
of
I
firing.
mean total number will be more, and they will
Yeah.
be shitty firecrackers that will do essentially nothing.
Oh sure,
Do
right?
even less
Okay.
damage than their first round of everything they fucking really got. All their best shit did.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going about this strategically, you know? There's no
Well,
like
I
long
agree
game
there.
for Iran here.
I agree there. I just really fucking. So here's my contention, right? The thing that would stop those rockets from firing off out of that mountain region is the fact that if we could actually maintain like a aircraft in the area, we can't. Or I mean, we can basically fly through there all we want, right? But we can't actually maintain a presence there at any given time. It's why you need the choppers in there. But we're not going to do that because it's too easy to pull the choppers down. So we kind of got like some problems. Got to get in that damn mountain region. And again, this is an IRGC problem. Getting rid of those fucks. And dumb people with guns are just as dangerous as fucking like, I'm sorry, dumb people with bombs or missiles is just as big of a problem as smart people with it. It's just the amount of destruction they are capable of doing. This is generally a general gist. And I'd like to kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want the Strait of Hormuz to kind of stay closed for a couple more weeks, right? Because I like to see China squirm a little bit, right? Like I know it's not gonna last long. I just want to enjoy it while it lasts, kind of thing. But till they go away, right? I'd actually like to. I'd like to beat Israel a little bit, right? I don't like the fact that they're they're doing something too, right?
Oh, here we go. The
Surprise
S&P
me,
is down.
Everything's
2%.
Except for the
Bitcoin actually went up. I made some money. Happy.
Well, I mean, technically the S&P went up today. I'm just saying over the it's down from the high about 2%.
Yeah.
That's about time for Daddy to get back in the market, I think.
Damn.
Oof. 5-year chart though looks heavy. Oof.
I run a laundromat. Actually, that's probably not a bad business here.
Ortho guy, you were talking about yesterday on your broadcast about that message that the commanding officer got about this is a holy war, or he didn't use those words, but on that tip, like, what do you think about this evangelical Armageddon script that's going on?
I think
that's
the
actually a thing?
evangelicals. Yes, I do. I know for a fact it's a thing because my grandparents, both my mom's mom and mom's dad, are heavily indoctrinated into evangelicism, and they are happy about the events that are going. Anytime Iran or Israel does something to any Muslim neighbor, they're like, "Oh, Jesus is coming back! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord!" And I'm like, you realize that they're in the Bible that they're evil. The people that cause Christ to come back are evil. You understand that, right? Christ coming back is not a good thing. It means that we've tipped the scales of evil to the point that he has to come and literally slaughter the planet because we have lost the battle of good and evil. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't get it. They get upset about it when I point that out. I'm just like, no, it's literally if you have any intelligence about yourself, because y'all motherfuckers led to me, and I like to think I'm pretty smart. If you have any intelligence about yourself, reading context clues, the people who bring about Jesus' return are the bad guys.
Right. Would that match up on the other side with the Muslims and their Medea theology?
I'm not sure.
Like, do they have like a end times?
They do. They do.
Dajjal and all that.
They do, but I studied Islam. My stint in Islam was not long enough to study that, so I'm not going to speak on that. Yeah, I have no idea about the Muslim side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a rumor. I don't know how true it is that Iran popped a rocket off over toward Turkey. I think supposedly it got intercepted, but that was one of the rumors.
They said that NATO shot it down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching the 2-hour mark. I'm probably going to go for another 30 minutes to another hour. But if you would like an extension beyond that, or just to support the show, I would appreciate some cash apps. Doesn't matter. If you don't want to donate, you don't have to. But could you at least like and share the show? That helps out the most. And all help, super chats, like, shares, all is appreciated. Thank you all.
Can we just accuse them of being Iranian supporters if they're they don't pay up?
No.
No? And extorted?
No.
Damn.
No extortion. People pay for what they like.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. Thanks for having me up, Orthodox Guy. Have a good
No
night.
problem, Gabe.
Mommy and daddy time.
Peace. You have a good one, Gabe.
Oh, you too. All right, boys. See you later.
Take care.
Peace.
Peace.
But
I actually can't believe they fired a rocket off at Turkey.
All I'm saying is I keep seeing Iranian women that look like this. Right? I just keep seeing Iranian women like that. And I'm just like, they need to be liberated and saved, right? Because there was this one Iranian chick with like black hair, and it was all spiky and it was short. And she got like the perfect like B or C cups, and she's fit as fuck. And I'm just sitting here like,
you absolutely do not want to date Persian women. Princess syndrome is their thing.
I'm into that. I'm into that, Josh. What the fuck? I'm a brat breaker.
They are more materialistic than our women, if that's even possible to imagine.
I don't care.
Jesus Christ.
What about I bought about $150 in Bitcoin, and it's gone up the past few days. So I've almost made $50 on it so far. So whenever Bitcoin goes down, I'm gonna buy 10, 20, $30 in it. So that's what I'm saying. She got some jiggle bitties, bro. She had some jiggle bitties.
They're bitches to deal with.
Yeah, well, you know what? We got to save the refugees, Josh. We got to save the refugees.
These are the refugees you want to line up against the wall and fucking shoot, right? Because they're worse than ours. I know that fucking sounds like it's hard to imagine. I assure you, they are worse.
Dude,
than
I want me one of those honeys that's like in the black, like wrist to neck to ankle dresses, all covered up. Hair covered. Nice
You'd
conservative
be
Persian
surprised,
girl.
right? I'm gonna tell you now, right? Like, yeah, they got nice bodies, right? They also got a like little fucking hook noses thing, right? Like where the Arabs have interbred with them. Right? There's a reason why Persians
That's a Semitic trait. Regardless, both Jews and Arabs are Semitic.
But Persians, though,
Persians, they're Arabs. Yeah, there's a shitload of Arab in there, right? There's a reason why they're like the nose capital of the world. I'm telling you, they don't use the fake filters; they use the real ones. God, fuck! I can't stand Persian women.
Ankles are sexy when boobs aren't put in a push-up bra in your face.
Oh, now they're women, at least even on the streets, right? Like they don't have like the whole like burqa thing, at least in Iran, right? They'll have a veil. It looks like a scarf that just covers their head, right? But mostly you can see plenty of neck and shoulders and shit.
Nah.
I hope Brandon Herrera wins his fucking Congress bid.
I tell you what, it couldn't get over in Iran was the amount of alcohol there. We call it the double menu. If you don't, if they know you're not a cop, right, you can go in and get the other menu, right, and it'll usually have like wine or beer. That's strangely enough, some decent homemade beer.
Heaven is where the police are British, the chefs are Italian, the mechanics are German, the lovers French, and it's all organized by the Swifts. Hell is where the police are Indian, the chefs are Indian, the mechanics are Indian, the lovers are Indian, and it's all organized by Indians. I agree with that.
Is it the Syrian nose? Yeah, I guess that could be it. I always just call them Arabs. God, it pissed them off too.
So I don't want to talk much about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, but here is Bill Clinton reminiscing on his actions during the Clintons' deposition yesterday.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being here and for your time today. And thank you for your service. We have, as you know,
Bill must have got some adrenochrome. He's looking a lot healthier than before.
in the files that were released, there were several photos, included you. And we have an exhibit here. That's just one of the photos. And Exhibit K, Minority Exhibit K.
Yep.
And we'll have that passed around. And what we're trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo and any details you may be able to provide us about it. So do you recall the details of this photo, or recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo.
What you talking about, Ashtray? This is the only comment from you that I see. Oh, save the big old titties. I agree. We got to save them titties.
Of you in a hot tub. There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this taken, I think there's an adjacent photograph, which you probably have, that if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture. But anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei. And we flew one night on a trip to Asia, the last very long leg.
You said we, is it who is that including?
Well, my TEL team that was working on the AIDS issue, and Mr. Epstein was there, and Miss Maxwell. But anyway, we got to the end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one. And the Sultan of Brunei was a man that I had gotten to know well in my 8 years as president. And his first involvement with international matters was basically to join the Asian Pacific Economic Leaders Conference, which I started and which he attended. And then he was very proud of that. And he hosted, his time came to host it. You know, you do these things in a rotation. And it came at either at the very end of my term or maybe the next year. Anyway, he wanted, when he knew I was coming, and he said he wanted to help me with my AIDS initiative, and he invited me to stay there. And he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did. And then I got out and...
Josh, you're gay because you don't like them tickle bitties. Them titties. It's crazy, Josh.
Yeah, I absolutely fucking oppose Persians being allowed to let loose in the United States. Fuck that shit. You want to save them? Put them in internment camps, right? As long as you're willing to keep them there, you're fine. You let them fuckers loose in our society, I swear to God, I'm going to kill half of them and most of y'all.
I don't think you can.
You're right, I probably can't, right? There's
Just for
too
the
many
record,
of
there's
y'all
another
fuckers.
picture that also shows this as part of the larger pool area. Do you all have that so that he can refresh his recollection with respect to that?
We should have it. It's quite enlightening.
I got 3 clips, and they get longer and longer each one. It's all about Christy Nolan's deposition. There was one about the Crockett lady. I was going to play that, but it's gone. It got removed by YouTube. But we're going to be moving on to the Christy Nolan thing in just a bit. But there was a picture where he was given pictures that he started going through, smiling and reminiscing, and his lawyer lady, the black lady beside him, had to take the shit from him, and he like grabbed it back. I was like, yeah, I remember this shit.
If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do.
thanks. I just wanted to make sure he knew the
And so were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody.
Not lost. We don't do that. We don't do that here. Come on now. Come on now. There's only one person we can do that to, and that's Speakeasy.
In the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about.
Well,
He's asking you in the pool
it appears
area.
there's this photo. There's a girl over here. Or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking in the pool area were there other
Yes,
individuals.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know.
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember who were they under 18? Would you
No.
know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party? He's asking you.
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night and late-ish. And I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
Okay, and was this in public?
No, it was a hotel room, and the Sultan wanted us to stay there, and the water, this big pool, was on the same floor that there were several suites, so we went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And then I have to ask this: did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person?
Hell, that was quick. He's been asked that question so many times by U.S. government officials. It's crazy. So, thank you very much. You know who you are. You know why I'm thanking you. Before we move on to the Christy Noam stuff, I got some proof. About the sub thing that I showed, the destroyer getting knocked the fuck out. It is relatively breaking news. Apparently, it is the first torpedo strike of a ship since World War II, and it is proved that video that we showed earlier is factual.
The Iranian Air Force is no more. Built for 1996, destroyed in 2026. The Iranian Navy rests at the bottom of the Persian Gulf. Combat ineffective, decimated, destroyed, defeated, pick your adjective. In fact, last night, we sunk their prize ship, the Soleimani. Looks like Otis got him twice. Their Navy not a factor. Pick your adjective.
Okay, that kind of went hard. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That kind of went hard.
It is no more. In fact, yesterday in the Indian Ocean, and we'll play it on the screen there, an American submarine sunk an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters. Instead, it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet death. The first sinking of an enemy ship by a torpedo since World War II. Like in that war, back when we were still the War Department, we are fighting to win.
Goes hard AF. Hard AF. So there's an entire news story on this. I'm going to be watching on my phone. I got to go grab something real quick. I will be right back.
Explosions sounded in Tehran at dawn Wednesday as Iran's war with the U.S. and Israel entered its fifth day. Israel's air defenses intercepted Iranian missiles while explosions were heard around Jerusalem. Israel also struck Lebanon, killing at least 4 people there in retaliation against Hezbollah militants. Iranian state TV showed buildings in ruin around Tehran. Iran responded with missile barrages and drone attacks on Israel and really across the region. Nearly 800 people so far have been killed in Iran. Secretary of State Marco Rubio urging Americans stranded in the Middle East to contact the State Department for help. That was something echoed by General Dan Kane just a short time ago. The Trump administration faces criticism over its response as the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran expands. Iranian missiles hit a U.S. airbase in Qatar and a consulate in Dubai, but nobody was hurt, according to reports. Sources say the CIA is now arming Kurdish forces to spark an uprising in Iran. Back here in Washington, the Senate votes today on a resolution to limit President Trump's ability to continue military action in Iran without congressional approval. Now, this measure is co-sponsored by Democratic Senator Tim Kaine and will test loyalty among Republicans who once supported Trump's anti-war promises. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's more concerned after a classified briefing on that conflict. Now, Scripps News senior international correspondent Jason Bellini joins us now live from Tel Aviv, Israel, covering this conflict on what's happening there in Israel. So, Jason, last hour we heard from the Pentagon on how things are going after 4 days. We certainly heard a lot about continued aggression and not a de-escalation from the U.S.'s standpoint. What's your biggest takeaway from that news conference?
Hi, Maurice. I thought it was interesting to hear Pete Hegseth on this day talking about just how much the U.S. is winning, in his words, winning big. He was critical of U.S. media coverage focusing on the drone strikes that have hit U.S. consulates and embassies and bases. He said, what's really important here is how overwhelming the force of the United States has been. So let's listen to, I mean, you could describe it, I think, fairly as a bit rah-rah, the comments that he offered, but let's listen to a sample of it right now.
4 days in, we have only just begun to fight. America fights to win. And in Operation Epic Fury, we are. May God's providence cover and protect our troops always.
The other thing that I'm watching today is the idea of what comes next. What replaces the Ayatollah? What replaces the regime? From the Israeli perspective, something entirely different. You had the Defense Secretary of Israel saying today that they will not tolerate, this country will not tolerate another regime, another leader that has the same ideology. We heard that from President Trump yesterday. And now you're also hearing from Pete Hegseth that the regime in Iran, the power that still exists there, that's still running the country, he said they are toast and they know it, and that the United States is punching them while they're down. So it sounds like the U.S. and Israel are in alignment on the idea that something else, some other, what they would call non-Islamist radical type of regime needs to come into power there. They won't settle for anything less. That's the message we're hearing right now. Maritza?
Yeah, but no definitive answer on who that may be and who gets the final say there. We did hear Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth say that this was like shock and awe, the shock and awe campaign in Iraq, but without the nation building. So it will be interesting to see what comes out of that. But I also want to ask you about some other news that he made in that press conference, saying that a U.S. submarine sunk an Iranian warship in the first torpedo strike since World War II. What do we know about that?
That's right, Marissa. First time since 1945. This is an Iranian naval ship, and it was off the coast of Sri Lanka. There were 180 crew members on board. There are reports we're seeing of 30 people being rescued from that ship. What happened to the others? We don't know. It's still early hours on this story. The message from the Pentagon's perspective is Iran's Navy, they're in danger wherever they are. It's going to be erased from the planet. And they've shown us in the last few days a lot of images of Iranian Navy assets being destroyed, being obliterated. So that part of what they're saying does appear to be holding very true, is that Iran's Navy appears to be no more at this point. Are there other ships that are elsewhere outside of this region, like this one that they apparently just attacked? That we don't know, but we'll be watching closely to see.
What's the matter, Lou? What's the matter with you? Share Penny for your thoughts.
Any details about those crew members that were on board the ship? Again, 180 and killed by a torpedo fired by a submarine. And Hegseth formulated this in terms of, we're the War Department. This is what we do now. This type of attack, even using submarines with torpedoes, whatever we've got, we're using it. Maritza?
Yeah, very, very forceful comments from Secretary Hegseth there. And Jason, you're on the ground there in Israel. There have been a lot of reports about the IDF increasing its campaign against Hezbollah and Beirut. So 2 questions here. What are Israeli officials saying about
Are you suffering from fatigue for the last 4 days? I understand it. We'll be changing topics in just a second. Bear with us.
Their campaign, their strategy here? And also, what are people on the ground saying, real citizens and people who live in Israel?
I'll boil it down for him, right? So what the Israeli military is saying, what political leaders are saying, is that Hezbollah, decades been a menace and attacking Israel, and they continue to with rockets that are largely ineffective. Israel saying, no more, it's over. We're going to eliminate them once and for all. And so you've got a full division of Israeli troops that are now in southern Lebanon. We've seen major attacks on targets inside of Beirut. It sounds like the Israelis see this as their moment to once and for all get rid of these Iranian proxies as a threat, as well as Iran itself as a threat, emphasizing that what they're attacking inside of Iran right now, their priority, the Israeli priority, are the police units, the guard units, other units that have supported these proxies whose aim has been to make Israel no longer exist. And so it feels like a moment when Israel is trying to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm noting right now that I'm hearing an air raid alert. This is actually the pre-alert warning us that there's going to be a alert coming in a few minutes. So I've got a couple minutes here, and so as we're talking, I'm going to step away. I can keep talking to you if we need to go on, or if you need to move on, you can. But I'll be putting on my vest. But right now, I'm going to toss it back to you while I put on my vest and helmet, as we do.
Yeah, Scripps News senior international correspondent and my friend Jason Bellini, live in Tel Aviv. Please stay safe, get your vests on, and we'll check back in with you soon.
Oh, hell yeah. I got some good news. Grumple says, good morning, sup nerds, at Orthodox Guy. Dude guy, your link on my front page says YouTube featured under your name on the link. Another YouTube milestone. Let's fucking go. That is good news. Thank you for bringing it, Grumple. Yeah, we're switching on topics. I understand. Here in the here in the war for the horizontal standard format, not the vertical one. Hell yeah, let's go. Even better. Hell yeah. So we got some Kristi Noem content to go over because people are really wanting her to get impeached and quit. So bear with me because this is 40 minutes worth of content. I think, you know what, Lou, darling, this is for you. We're gonna switch to some funny content. This was posted by Sasquatch in the chat. He told me to give it a look. I'm gonna share it with you guys. He posted the link to it. So let's see what that is.
Something of a reputation amongst like the world. I was going to say like just in the Waffle House, a place that has gained something of a reputation amongst like the world. I was going to say like just in the United States, but honestly across the land, all the lands, but as still a place that anyone who grew up around one insists you have to go to if you're visiting, specifically past the hours of midnight. Hi again, guy.
Never go to, as a former Waffle House cook that worked the night shift, never go to Waffle House past 9 p.m. It's a very bad place and you should never go there. All right. Much less past the 9 p.m. time slot. I mainly say that because that's when I have to make the gravy and the chili, and it's really inconvenient because then I have to do all the night prep for the next day, and that's a shit ton of hash browns I got to make, a shit ton of gravy, and a shit ton of chili. So just don't go in there past the 9 p.m. rush. All right, you can go between 9 and 11, but past the 9 p.m. rush, stay the fuck away.
And Waffle House truly is a magical place. And I don't mean magic in like the Disney princess sense. I mean in like the full scale of what magic can be. Necromancy, blood magic, shit like that. But also some of the good stuff. There's like an experience that can't be met anywhere. Like I said, its reputation as one that is like a PvP zone. All safe zone aspects that are in every other part of the game are completely missing from this particular area. And I think that is exemplified by the so-called Waffle House final boss from a few years ago. I'm talking about that video of the lady who just like perfect parried a chair. Like spun it off her hand like she was actually making a pizza. It was genuinely incredible stuff. But the thing is, that is not a unique video. There are tons of videos of the type of brawls people get up to whenever they are on Waffle House premises. And I can't show you basically any of them in full or even in like little chunks without risking getting demonetized. And while the reputation Waffle House has for being like a place to put up your fists and work out your differences with your buddies, it is not just that. It is a place of endless possibility. Like quite literally anything can be going on down there, and on its own it has a reputation for always being available. There's even like this thing called the Waffle House Index, where FEMA, the disaster response organization in the US, like the official one, is unofficially used to determine if a location has been hardly hit. We were playing by stoplight rules. If the level is green, that means Waffle House is operating at full capacity. They have their menu, the place has power, and there's like very minimal damage to at least the Waffle House, maybe not so much for the surrounding area. That's how Waffle House is in its most natural state. It doesn't really care for the ongoings of the outside world. When everything blows away, what will remain? Waffles, which means the situation is dire if they're even operating at a limited capacity. Like where Waffle House needs like a generator in order to like be able to cook the food that they're trying to give you. And if it's red, that's severe or critical damage. Flooding or other forms of destruction that discontinues operation. Usually a Waffle House has to look like this for that to be the case. And you know what? I've never been to a Waffle House by the sea. This was like after Hurricane Katrina, so you can imagine that like some crazy shit has to go down for it to be like this. A Waffle House index map created by FEMA during the February 2014 nor'easter, showing disruptions to operation in Georgia and South Carolina. Now, if you didn't grow up in a part of the United States that had access to a Waffle House, there's like something intrinsically missing from your soul as an American, I think. But let me do my best to paint the picture for you. Whenever I have gone throughout my life, at least if like the sun was down, there was always like some shit going on there. It was always like loud, but not in an argumentative way. People were usually just like happy to be there, like after a party or some shit. It's like one of the only places open that you can walk into. But I think the most was like as I was leaving, a fight started to break out. And I get the reputation for fighting that Waffle House has. Like the director of Tekken, when he was still working over there, was actually trying to add
the W. If the W is burned out, don't go. Oh God, bro. If there is anything wrong with the aesthetics of that Waffle House, like it ain't been repaired or it's bad, don't just keep driving. Don't.
Waffle House as an actual map to the game because it was much requested. But on top of that, it would have been funny, right? I just like to expand your horizons on what exactly can happen at a Waffle House by looking at a multitude of examples of other shit it's been used for. We've already gone after the Tekken director wanting to include it in Tekken, but also the Waffle House's index actual utility during disaster scenarios. But that's not painting the full picture. Sometimes it's a fucking party in there, man. POV, Waffle House at 2 a.m. Hard to say if they got the employees' permission because the guy recording them is from behind the counter. A lot of people complain that there's like no local music scenes in any town. But quite frankly, this isn't even the only video I've seen in my research that was just like some local DJ just bringing in all their own equipment and just like setting up an impromptu performance in the fucking diner. You can see a lot of shit like this and more just like hanging around. Waffle Houses, I do truly think are magical because they can show up in the least expected of places. Like for instance, in Valheim, how does this keep happening? What the fuck is a Waffle House? And there's a damn near perfect one-to-one recreation just in the middle of an evil ass swamp. I'd argue the only thing missing here is the adequate parking space required for one of these places to actually exist because the parking lot is where a bunch of shit will just go down. Like I saw this video of a guy streaming outside of a Waffle House, and he's not even the most interesting thing that happened at this location that day. Like in a universe where a dude who's going out in public to stream some Minecraft because it makes for a funny backdrop isn't the main story of the TikTok you're watching, it probably tells you a little bit about like how things usually go on around there. A crazy argument started right next to me. Fucking no scrubs reference in the middle of that shit. Good drop in there. And like I do like how the dude is occasionally looking behind him because he's like, I'm kind of interested in what they're saying, but I gotta focus on my stream and this Minecraft build I'm trying to make. I want to see a guy who's willing to like full commit to the Waffle House backdrop live stream where he's actually trying to beat some speedrun world record, or maybe even open up a whole new category. Like hell, just play in survival with all the chaos going around you, bro. Simulate your IRL experience in that moment. But this shit had like downhill momentum like a snowball. Like the dude's trying not to enjoy it too much because he probably has no idea the context of why they're arguing at all, but this is like the appeal of going to these places. Like, what the fuck? What? You can't say that. No, the fuck she didn't. No, the fuck she did not. That is fucking insane. It's like a mic drop, I guess. Not even. It's just like a walking away after I said some heinous shit right before. Jesus Christ, man. The thing about Waffle House is it's like, is it truly a PvP-enabled zone? Certainly during some of these situations, like the authorities would be called or like employees would be trying to stop it. But that's just not really true because half the time the employees are the ones who are fighting against you. Man gets jumped by Waffle House employees. There's one thing you got to know. It's that like they are treated surprisingly well by the company. I'm not going to play the video here because again, it's a fight video. Do not want to get my shit rocked by YouTube demonetization like we are fighting at a Waffle House. But everybody who watched this shit was in complete agreement that like, what the hell were you thinking, man? Deciding to fight an employee at a Waffle House in front of your girl? Horrible decision making top to bottom. The guy who apparently ended up doing him in just was like standing over him like he was Frieza. The guy's on his hands and knees, presumably begging as this guy just starts fucking aura farming with like honestly a damn near perfect silhouette, man. Good looks. Another thing you probably wouldn't expect at a random Waffle House location is the current president, well, I guess current president when this video came out, just walking in to give you a clean dap. There's Joe Biden in the most lucid moment I think I've seen of him in the last 3 years. He crouches down, spots the camera fucking immediately, and knows that he has to show out. Like he's really good and lucid in like short bursts. You get a camera on him for longer than an hour at a time, and then like the whole illusion starts breaking apart. But you can like put up some good numbers while you have like him in the microcosm. Like that spatial awareness immediately, and he's like, "Give me a dap, man." And that shit was clean, man. That was clean. I, to this day, don't know how Joe Biden maintains that hair. Like, I think we're all pretty sure he's going to drop dead any one of these days, but that hairline is still fucking going strong over 80 years into his life. Now, I'm not sure how real this tweet is. Waffle House is nasty. Terrible cooks, idiot staff. Like, dude, you know they are trained to smell what tweets you've made? Like, they don't even need to look it up or do some Palantir shit. They just go, "You've talked shit before, haven't you?" And Waffle House knows that they've prepared.
Unironically. It's in the hit squad after you.
Them for people like this. Hey, please come say this to our face. Any location will do. When you lose your first fight to a customer.
You know what, Robert? Fuck you and everybody who live in your house.
The barbed wire baseball bat just on hand while in uniform is fucking hilarious. Now, there's obviously like a huge stereotype around what Waffle House is that I can only show you in like brief spurts here of like rambunctious things going on within the walls of that fine establishment. But oddly enough, a few years back, SNL had like a pretty bang-on skit about what it's like to be in the parking lots of one of these things. Most people are like minding their business, but are liable to become one of the belligerents at any given time. But the skit starts with like a casual breakup scene in the parking lot of the Waffle House as they're winding down for the night, and because of course this is happening at night.
Something I need to tell you. What's up? I'm not going to state next year.
And then just they immediately go to the wide shot of like, oh, here's everything happening inside the building, by the way.
What?
A fight's beginning to break out. Employees and customers are getting in each other's faces, which means that two factions are quickly forming. You have someone trying to break up the fucking fight like a white dude with cornrows, and you just have like a white dude with cornrows trying to...
You will run into customers that come in shirtless all the fucking time. Can confirm.
Fucking break up the fight, man. And then the random dog on the counter. I have not seen that particular thing in person, but I have seen videos my friends have sent me of just like people like let their pets hang around one of their locations. It could be a service dog. I don't know.
I've never seen a dog on the table, but people would bring in their dogs all the time and be like, "Oh, it's just a service dog."
That I'm not trying to judge. I don't exactly go to the place and not expecting there to be human hair in my food. So like, what's like a little shedded fur, man? Adds to the texture of the egg bowl I'm eating. All right, dog.
Get the dog out of here!
The dog is the issue, not that he's shirtless. Also accurate.
I can't believe it's over.
Oh, yeah, that's also an accurate representation. There was another clip I forgot to show earlier of quite literally that exact scenario. If the next Waffle House is not like this, I don't want it. And it's like you see an employee throwing ass because a customer is like just twerking in one of the booths, and he's just getting into it because like, man, this is actually like a really good shift for me. As the interaction continues to go on, it starts to deteriorate pretty quick. Like the same guy who was trying to break up a fight earlier between these two people on the left and right of him, a new issue is arising arguably because of him. That was a stunt. That was a stunt, YouTube. There was a mat on the floor and it was scripted and she's a trained professional. It's not one of them authentic things because I can't show those. And then like as multiple little conflicts are brewing up in the restaurant, like it all just begins to culminate into like one big clusterfuck of people arguing. When insults are thrown, hands are the only thing that can follow.
The big mistakes. No, that's
Yeah, cop with a taser threatening to hit him. And he just takes it, bro. A guy in a Waffle House has like a higher chance than normal compared to the regular population of just tanking one of those fucking things and not feeling a damn thing about it.
Where I'm putting these? Guess what? Right down my pants.
I know this is
And anybody who's not involved is either just like using the time to record or go about their business because it's like I already paid for this
Yes, can confirm. Also true.
food, man. I'm not gonna let this fucking up for me. Toilet roll on fire, man. These don't usually all happen in one go, but I'm willing to believe that every part of the skit they used as part of what goes on into a Waffle House has like a real world equivalent that you can cite as the source for why it got used here, and then it wraps up with like the twist of the entire skit.
You ready to go, baby girl?
He was here with his family. There are like some people who go to Waffle House to mind their business, get some food, maybe have a conversation with a friend late at night where they have a heart to heart. Other people are like going there for the fights. POV, you're waiting on your food at Waffle House and a fight finally breaks out. Oh, here's that DJ set I was talking about earlier of like dudes just bringing all their own equipment into the Waffle House and just like playing a set while they're getting their food made. They're live entertainment for the people making their meal, man. Like it's honestly a way of tipping if you think about it. And they turn down the music to give their order, and when they get their food and when they get off what they want across, they're like, all right, back to business. Waffle House starting lineup. The cook. The waiter. The manager. The thing is, like, you rarely see two Waffle House employees fighting each other. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what fights break out, there's a good chance that they'll have to wake up in the morning.
No, Waffle House, we gang. Waffle House, unless there's some beef that is like some serious shit, you'll never see two employees fight each other, because if you've ever worked at Waffle House, chances are you have been in a fight with a customer or with somebody random. It's not even a customer. It's actually more likely a fucking tweaker coming at like shift change, either shift change in the morning or shift change in the evening. And before anybody can leave, that's usually when shit pops off. And that is so true. Either your Waffle House cook has no tattoos, or they have a tattoo and Waffle House makes you wear shoulder covers. Like I have a tattoo on my upper shoulder, and I have to wear them if I work at Waffle House. So it's crazy. That lineup is really accurate.
And see each other the next day. More often than not, they will have each other's backs as a unit. So if you try to fight one of them, don't do that for one. But also, like, if you go it alone, man, you're not going to have a good time. And then he's the muscle, like just a guy whose only job is to pick up a chair. He usually like just plays games on his phones the rest of the night. This is a tough lineup, man. I'd take these guys with me in a zombie apocalypse. Like, they already have the prerequisite training and disaster survival to make it through better than most people you know probably do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. And you really do.
You do need to go to Waffle House. That was a good video. I'm glad Sasquatch dropped it. Let's see. It's already 30 minutes. Are you guys interested in the Kristi Noem stuff? Type a 1 in the chat if you want to watch it. If not, I'm going to call it here and probably start the StarCraft stream up. So type a 1 in the chat if you want me to play the Kristi Noem stuff. Type a 2 if you're ready to do the gaming stuff. Type a 3 if you're just a rebel that way. Industrico, what's up, broski? And again, for those of you curious, I've got 2 gaming situations going on for the channel. One will be the RimWorld game where Dennison has a butt baby with Lawrence. That'll be the funny RimWorld game. That'll be a long-term survival playthrough of RimWorld. We're also going to do StarCraft starting from the tutorial all the way to the last mission in StarCraft 2. gaming down here? Yeah, I'll rate us over to the gaming stream. And then I'll have this studio open for anybody who wants to join a panel. That way we can talk and chill. So we got 1 vote for the Christy Gnome stuff from Industrico. We got some rebels in the chat. Number 4. What about Hillary and Fizzledrip? I don't have anything on them right now. Well, all right. I guess we'll do 1 video of the Christy Gnome stuff. So true. So true. What's up, Grid?
Hey, what's up, party people?
Not much. I'm about to go over the Christy Gnome, her testimony before the Senate Jury Committee. Got a couple videos on that.
Yeah, all right. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Gaming is 2. What say Lou? Gaming is 2. But while everybody's getting their votes in, I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I'll just put a poll up. How are you doing today, Grid?
Man, never a dull moment for me.
Fair enough. I seen you type in there that you finished that 1,000, making that 1,000 rounds.
Yep. Got the weekend supply ready to go. So, yeah, man. I did that yesterday. I've done I played with my airplanes a little bit yesterday, that kind of thing. So nothing huge. And then I was listening to the Israeli stuff earlier, and it's interesting. Or not Israeli, Iranian, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know where to stand at. The poll is up for you guys if you want to vote in it. But it is very weird. I can't believe we sunk a ship with a torpedo for the first time since World War II. That's crazy.
Yeah,
the whole time the Cold War.
I didn't know the
going
Iranians
on.
had any ships left. Honestly, I didn't
either.
I honestly thought that the Israelis had already sunk them all, but now they don't have any ships left.
So the weird part, right? The weird part is India is part of BRICS, right?
Yeah.
But it's helping the U.S. And that ship actually India helped the U.S. Sink that ship.
I think this is what people don't really understand about what's going on. All right. So like Iran is like that one neighbor down the street that, walks out and pisses on his front lawn and lets his dog shit in your yard and doesn't pick it up and borrows your lawnmower for 3 fucking years and then returns it broken and says, hey man, it's just suddenly stopped working. I don't know. Hey, he's that neighbor, right? Like Iran is just a piece of shit. And their regime, their ruling body has literally gotten to the point where 70% of the citizens want it gone. 70%. We can't get 70% of people to agree on anything, right? And 70%, that's a lot. And it would probably be higher, except that anytime somebody opens their mouth against the government, they get iced, and not our ice. They get taken out. They get shot. They get killed. They get hung. They get paraded in the streets.
It's crazy.
So, it is crazy. And so, they supply. Iran's just been, kind of on the edge of that. And so what you really have is you have this situation where they've literally pissed off all their neighbors to the point that that nobody wants to even hear it anymore from Iran. Right?
Proportional response grid, proportional response.
Right, a proportional response. Right. And it's like, it's literally like you've got the UAE, Qatar now joined, which I said they would yesterday, but now they have made it official that they joined. Dubai, the United Arab, the UAE, and the rest of OPEC, Jordan, Afghanistan, like all of these countries, even Iraq is like, fuck Iran. And so it's like Iran, I honestly don't know that we really have to do much more, because their neighbors are going to, they're about to be that neighbor, and you got the world's worst HOA showing up on their doorstep, right? And it's going to get them fucked up, man. I can't see any other alternative than these guys are just going to get fucked up. And I've been looking at it since Sunday morning. And man, I don't know. Everybody in America keeps talking about boots on the ground. We already have 50,000 troops over there. All we got to do is move them in. It's like boots on the ground are right there, right? But I don't think we are going to have to do that. I really don't. I think that you're going to see, and I'm in agreement with Dennison on this, which is it's what the amazing thing is. Dennison and I have been in agreement on like 90% of this shit. He doesn't know that because I haven't been up here, but I've been listening in the chat. And I think he's right. We're not going to be the ones that put boots on the ground. It's going to be India. It's going to be Pakistan. It's going to be Afghanistan. It's going to be Jordan. It's going to be not really Syria, but it's going to be all of those other countries. They're about to get Iran out of the trailer park. That's right. Y'all motherfuckers are out, right? Like they already called the tow truck. Your shit's gone. And that's funny.
That is great.
That is great, right? Because from the south,
it's working. Yeah, yeah. They about to get a tornado into the trailer park.
That's right. and it's like it's really like they just like you got the Saudis working with Israel, man. Like, was that on your bingo card? Was that on your bingo card 3 weeks ago?
Oh no, I hate the Sauds. They've been working. Though they've been working with Israel. Well, they've been working with Israel. They've been working with Israel for years now. Like at least 10 years now, they've been working with Israel. But I don't like the Sauds for other reasons. Mainly the whole tower thing.
This shit's getting repoed. That's kind of true. That's kind of true.
Actually, that is implicitly true. Like most of their military equipment come from us or our allies, and we're just taking it back.
Yeah. The amount of bad AI that's out there is insane. Like it's crazy. Oh, look, they're blowing up an aircraft carrier. Yeah, that's like the Kitty Hawk from back in like World War II. Like what the fuck?
I think they have at least hit it once, because it's running out of anti-air or anti-missiles, and it's having to pull back to India, and they're having to pull a second one in to form a. And I don't think this has been done since the Cold War.
Aircraft carriers don't carry a lot of missiles. They have airplanes, right? Yeah, so they don't actually carry a lot of, and they really don't do anti-missile stuff. So the fact that they've lasted this long is actually kind of.
Well, they're pulling in a second aircraft carrier to form a 2-carrier strike group, which I don't think has been done since the Cold War.
That might have not been done since World War II, but what we really need, and I don't know why we don't have them there. What we really need is a few destroyers,
Aegis class destroyers,
Aegis missile cruisers, because those fuckers carry a lot of missiles.
Yeah, they specialize in fucking long range attacks and anti-air and anti-missile. So
the best thing I've seen so far, and I don't know if it's real or not, the best thing I've seen so far is the laser defense system that the Israelis, the iron laser or whatever the fuck they're calling it, where they're like shooting these missiles out of the air. You just see them take off from the launch pad and then just poof. it's like watching clays get busted on the shotgun range. It's fucking awesome. But they claimed that they shot down an F-35, which they can't even see an F-35. Like
they definitely shot down another F-15 today, this morning, because Israel came out and said, or they said it was an Israeli F-15, and then Israel said it was a U.S. F-15.
Yeah, it would have to be a U.S. because I don't think we gave them F-15. We sold them F-35s. They have F-35s, but you can't shoot down an F-35 because you can't see it. So I did see this ridiculous AI video of what they were calling like airplane gets shot down, and it's like this thing's like dodging anti-aircraft cannon fire like a boss, and then all of a sudden it just like it's like sitting there and the missile just goes right to it, and I'm like, yeah, that's AI, bro. That didn't happen. That doesn't happen that way.
It's actually probably a video game.
Yeah, it could be a video game. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that are posting video game footage from various flight simulators and saying that that's it.
Grumple's out there's like, even losing a wing, that F-15 flew home and landed. Technically, F-15s are rockets. That's true.
Based. The poll is over. We'll go over this Christine Ohm video until the 3-hour mark, and if I don't get any supers, then we're going to do the video game streaming. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I've got. Go into it, man.
Thank you for being here today, Madam Secretary. For a year, you maintained that no U.S. citizens have been.
They shot down fucking satellites, for Christ's sake.
Arrested or detained by ICE or CBP. After hearings that I conducted in the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigation as the ranking member, you admitted finally in a letter written to me just last month that, in fact, U.S. citizens have been detained and arrested. I'm going to ask, Mr. Chairman, that letter be entered into the record. Thank you. You put the number as 38. Far more American citizens have been arrested by ICE and CBP, probably in the hundreds, perhaps the thousands. Have you met with any of the American citizens who have been detained or arrested by your agency?
The individuals that may have been detained and arrested were individuals that could have been obstructing law enforcement operations and committing crimes that way, and that we would have been individuals until their identity was confirmed.
Leo, Javier, and Marimar, would you please stand? These three individuals, Madam Secretary, were arrested by your agency, Leonardo Garcia Venegas, Javier Ramirez, and Marimar Martinez. Do you know what your agents did to Leo Venegas? I'll tell you. On May 21 of last year, they entered the private property at a house that he was constructing without consent, without a warrant, illegally. Again, on June 12th, they entered private property, a home where he was doing construction. He is a United States citizen, born in Florida. They seized him and ignored and disregarded his proof of citizenship. Wouldn't you agree with me that no U.S. citizen simply working lawfully should be arrested?
In law enforcement operations across the country, there are times when U.S. citizens
yes or
may
no.
be arrested or detained until their identity is confirmed
Madam
and that they haven't
Secretary,
committed a
U.S.
crime.
citizens should not be arrested when they are obeying the law, they have no criminal record, and they are engaged in a lawful activity?
Sir, in situations where law enforcement, regardless of the agency across the country, when there is probable
Let me
cause,
tell
an
you about
individual
Javier
may be-
Ramirez. Do you know what your agents did to Javier Ramirez? He was on his own private property when he was assaulted by mass agents, his own property, without a warrant, without consent. They said, get him. He's Mexican. He was violently slammed into the ground while being handcuffed and taken into custody, despite telling officers that he is a United States citizen and even showing them his passport. And when he was asked what he was being arrested for, you know what they said? We don't know. Wouldn't you agree that targeting someone just because he is or looks like he is Mexican when he is a United States citizen is wrong?
Senator, we do not target people based on their race or ethnicity. We do targeted operations based on criminal backgrounds and information that we have.
Madam Secretary, Javier was detained for over 4 days. He was denied medicine that he needed for severe diabetes. He lost consciousness. He had severe hypoglycemia. Wouldn't you agree with me that medical treatment should have been provided to him?
Senator,
denied.
Medical treatment is provided to individuals in our processing and detention centers. Within 12 hours, they have a medical examination. We get them the prescriptions and medication that they need. They also have a full evaluation.
Will you commit to take action and to look into why he was denied medical treatment?
Yes, I will look into that case specifically for you, Senator.
Miramar Martinez is with us today as well. She's standing right behind you. She was on her way to donate clothing at her church when she came across an unmarked car. The agents sideswiped her car. 3 masked agents in camouflage stormed out, and one of them pulled out his gun and fired at her moving vehicle, hitting her 5 times. She almost bled to death. Wouldn't you agree that shooting Miramar Martinez on her way to donate clothing at her church, a United States citizen from Chicago, is wrong?
Sir, I don't know the situation or the case. I'll look into it to ensure that all the procedures
I'm glad you'll look into
properly.
it. Miramar, by the way, was falsely charged with impeding law enforcement, but the case actually fell apart. The judge dismissed it as being trumped up. He dismissed it with prejudice. And in fact, the agent who shot her, I'm not going to name him, but you know who he is, was quoted on social media the day or so afterward. And he said, quote, I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. And quote, cool, I'm up for another round of F around and find out. Will you join me in condemning that agent?
Sir, that situation.
This condemning bullshit is big gay, but at the same time, what they're talking about is absolutely horrible if true. So, what do you think about this, Grid?
I think that the things that this man is expecting law enforcement to know when they're encountering people is insane. I want to say, what say Lou earlier said, what's wrong with y'all? The list is long, actually. It's very long. It's a very long list of things that's wrong with me. Don't have time to get into it right now, but, you know, a lot of things wrong. But it's interesting. The law enforcement officers are expected to know like a lot about people, like out of what? Like,
how about expecting them not to celebrate murder?
I agree with that. That's pretty cringe. That's actually pretty cringe.
She really couldn't say she couldn't condemn that shit. She couldn't say, yeah, that's bad. We shouldn't do that. That's bad.
You're asking me if she should have said that? Yeah, I think so.
Like he asked her, right? He did it. It's political folly, obviously, right? But it should be a layup for her, even though
This whole
he's
thing should have been a
being.
layup for her. I don't understand why she's. I mean, maybe there's some animosity there, and she's just up in her feels or something. I don't know. But this whole thing should be a layup. It should be like.
Well, I don't think she's allowed to admit that they fucked up. I think that they're doubling down on this, and they want us to get used to this brutality and accept it as a new norm.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing should just be like the guy who was arrested on the construction site. Well, there are fake documents, so it takes time to verify them. I don't know why. You'd have to look into that specific case, and that would be my answer. I'll look into that specific case. It's great that you brought this to my attention, but I mean, you're asking me to know something, and you're asking officers to know something that they had no way of knowing before they went in, right? And he didn't get into why the officers went into the first guy's like job site, right? Somebody dimed him out. People do. I mean, while swatting is a thing, certainly at the same time, apparently, diming people out for not having papers and shit is becoming a new thing too. So I don't know. Hard for me to say.
Understandable. Dennison, do you have any takes on this you would like to talk about?
No, just what I said, right? Like, so, should be easy for her to condemn these actions and say that they're wrong, they're illegal, they're immoral, and that we're not going to do it anymore. I think that she can't because, to the contrary, this is going to be the accepted norm going here forward.
Understood.
And they're more of a danger to society than the illegals. Sorry.
At this point, I won't disagree with that. Because if these are U.S. citizens being shot by ICE, that is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I don't normally. I mean, I know that it does happen because we got some really fucked up cops out there. But I can't envision an officer just drawing his gun and just randomly firing. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
You don't watch enough body cam footage.
I watch some of it, but I don't watch. I don't watch like a mass amount of it just because it's. I don't know. Gets to the point where I'm like, this is brain rot. I don't like brain rot. So, Fed's gonna Fed. I agree with Grumple on that. Feds are gonna Fed. And and my biggest problem with these federal agencies, first of all, a lot of them shouldn't exist, right? Like, I have no idea why the IRS has a tactical team. Like, that seems insane to me. That literally seems insane. That's just crazy. But it just seems like they have to justify their existence. And these guys just, they're not. Whereas I think most actual police officers, they're out there every day. They're doing stuff every day. They're interacting with people every day. But then you have these feds that, like 90% of their. So when they're put in a situation where they can actually like arrest somebody, they just, lose their shit. That's my observation. I could be wrong. It would be great if I was wrong, actually.
Understandable. So let's set some more of this video up.
Details of, but I will look into that.
I don't know why you can't join me in saying it was wrong to shoot Miramar, almost cause her death, and then brag about it. Wouldn't you agree with me that it was wrong?
Well, sir, the way that you have portrayed it, it appears to be, but let me look into the case so I can speak to the specifics of it.
In fact, apparently, contrary to what you just said, you actually supported the agent who shot Ms. Martinez 5 times. he's quoted as saying, when he was asked, everyone has been supportive, including Chief Bovino, Chief Banks, Secretary Noem, and El Jefe himself, referring presumably to President Trump. Is the agent who shot Ms. Martinez still on the job?
Sir, our law enforcement officers conduct operations every day according to procedures and to training and the experience that they have. When there is an
the agent
when there is something that
who
is not
shot
done
Ms.
properly,
Martinez still on the job carrying a gun?
I don't know the details. I will find out and get that information to you.
Would you agree with me that he shouldn't be on the job carrying
I will
a gun?
look into this case and get back to you on the details. I'm
I
not
think
familiar
Americans
with it.
would find it absolutely terrifying that that agent is still on the job carrying
I find it terrifying
a
this
gun.
guy gets to vote.
And the fact that
The Mr. Bartholomew or Blumenthal.
Yeah, I'm terrified that he gets a vote that matters and has consequences.
Fair enough.
you can't tell me that you will take him off?
Sir, do you know who Angel Saminago is? Do you recognize that name?
This
is
I
an
think
individual
we're talking about
that was murdered
an egregious
in your
illegality
state
here,
by an
a
illegal
violation
alien,
of rights and trust.
duct taped.
The answers are
It looked like
very
it was
simple,
an assassination.
And I would have
I haven't
hoped
heard you say one
could give
victim's
better
name
answers today
from illegal
to these
immigrants that
three
are here
individuals.
perpetuating
Would you like
violence
to say
against
anything
people.
to Ms. Miramar?
I'd
Ms.
like to hear you
Ramirez,
say the
or
name
Mr.
of one of our victims
Venegas?
of illegal criminal activity and fight for one of those victims so that we can stop as many of them from being created in the future by people who should never be in this country to begin with. Illegal individuals and
charges
aliens that are
against
in this
Ms.
country.
Martinez were dismissed with prejudice.
That's crazy. So we got.
That's politics.
Oh yeah, no, this is all political theater coming up. I got 2 more videos on this, and then I have a nice. Body cam footage for us to end on after we get through these videos.
Now it's Senator Booker's turn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Noem, you're in charge of your agency. The buck stops with you, correct?
I'm in charge of my agency. What?
The buck stops with you.
Yes, correct.
And you had to swear an oath to the Constitution before you took this job, right?
Correct.
So one of the most sacrosanct ideals of our nation, enshrined in our Constitution, is freedom, is liberty.
Mm-hmm.
It is an idea that the government has a very high standard.
Is that Booker? It looks like Booker.
Away liberty.
It is.
Did he?
Looks like what?
Is he using spray tan now? He looks oranger than before. I'm sorry.
No.
Maybe it's just the lighting. Yeah.
He might just have an actual tan.
Oh yeah. All right. This guy gets some antics going. Normally. I'm sorry. I interrupt you, man. I'm sorry.
And freedom for an American citizen. How many U.S. citizens has DHS detained as of last October?
Senator, if you're talking about detained and arrested, is that those that have been violating and obstructing our law enforcement operations? Is that what you're referencing? Because it could be hundreds and hundreds. We have faced violent riots across the country,
you are
specifically in Portland and in
the only
Minneapolis.
people you've detained are committing crimes, but you and I both know
No, I
that's
haven't
not true.
said that. I didn't
so
say
then
that. I
how
asked
many
which ones you
people
were referencing.
have you detained?
I can't give you an accurate number because we've literally detained and arrested many for those obstruction of law enforcement operations, and
So
also
public
others
records,
that had probable
let me tell you what
cause
my staff researched.
and then released.
May
once
I
yes.
continue? Public records are showing that over 170 incidents of your agency unlawfully taking away the liberties and freedoms of American citizens. This includes 20 children, 20 American kids that your agency detained. How long can your agency detain an American citizen?
We don't detain children and separate them from their parents. Those parents have chosen
You're telling me
to
under
keep their
oath right
child
now.
with
Hold on.
them.
I just want to be clear. You're telling me under oath right now that your agency has not detained American children.
Those parents have chosen to keep their children with them. We don't separate families
So-
like the
so
Biden
hold on.
administration
Let me
did.
continue.
We keep them
Let me-
together, and parents
please
have the
let me
option
continue.
on if they want
How
their child with
long
them
do
or not with them.
detentions last when you detain an American citizen? How long do they last?
We don't detain American citizens, and if there's probable
well,
cause.
let me give you, because you are not speaking truthfully under oath. Isaiah Pena Salcedo, a U.S. citizen living in California, was detained more than 70 hours, almost 3 days, even after he showed ICE agents his passport. My colleague, Senator Blumenthal, gave you example after example. He brought people here who had something else we Americans consider sacrosanct: our home, our property. Your masked agents jumping out of unmarked cars have broken into, considerable property damage occurring, into American citizens' homes. Case after case of this, and you sit here before me and claim the buck stops with you, but you don't even know the names of these individuals. I ran New Jersey's largest municipal police department. When my officers engaged in misconduct, you can be damn well sure I knew about it and I investigated it. And yet you have situations where your officers are violating the sanctity of people's homes, arresting and detaining them and holding their children. And you're acting as if you don't know about it and saying that under oath. Miramar Martinez, who is here right now, on her way to church, an American citizen going to church, not just to worship, but to donate clothing. Your officers shot her multiple times. The case was thrown out of court, and you represent here that you don't know about it. In New Jersey, are you aware of your officers' activities in places like schools? Are you aware of your officers' activities at our public schools?
Sir, we don't go into schools and do targeted law enforcement operations. We do targeted law enforcement operations like other agencies.
So you're
and law
telling me that
enforcement
ICE
do.
officers entered the grounds of a high school in Minneapolis? That's a fact. Elementary school children in New Jersey are terrified of your agents. When they came upon a school bus stop, they fled. Another school, a higher education, Columbia University, your agents reportedly lied to students, told them they were searching for a missing person to gain access to private spaces, to non-public areas of campus. Secretary Noem, these are kids. They're terrified in our communities. How do you think that affects them when children in my state go running, fleeing, and often you all pursue children, throwing them to the ground, getting on their backs, putting them in handcuffs? I want to talk to you about this incredible empire of for-profit companies that are profiting at rates we've never seen, and the way you're using money. Let's drill down on the warehouses that DHS has been buying over the last several months, totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. Are you familiar with the acquisition of a warehouse DHS recently bought in Roxbury Township, New Jersey?
Yes.
You are familiar with that?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Do you
familiar
know
that
how
it's-
much you spent for it?
No, sir, I do not.
100?
I mean, not lost. I don't think that's a valid.
Well,
I
he's
don't think it's
Canadian.
valid.
Nothing he says is valid.
He says some good things sometimes. I agree with him about education and healthcare on most things.
They're poorly trained. I don't know how you can know their political affiliation.
That's more so.
Most of them are
where
so
I
dumb,
disagree.
I wouldn't even say they could understand those concepts.
True.
$29.3 million. Do you know how much it was assessed for in New Jersey?
Sir, we're purchasing.
I have a
centers
somebody sent me a song for you, Grid, that we're gonna play after this video.
across the country to build efficiency into
they
our
said you'd get a
detention
kick out of it.
Efficiency to
so that
me,
we
as a
can.
person who's run tight budgets before and had taxpayer dollars, you paid $129.3 million for a facility in my state that was assessed at less than half of that, at $62 million. To work for a president that says he's a great deal maker, I can't believe he thinks that you're a great deal maker. But what's worse than that is that the Roxbury Township Council, comprised entirely of Republicans, voted unanimously early this year to oppose that facility. My office tried to facilitate a meeting between DHS and local officials so that ICE could hear their concerns, yet DHS did not even respond. That is unacceptable, that you all would enter a town, you wouldn't even follow environmental reviews or have conversations with local officials about the resources, from emergency resources to fire resources and more, that you're going to pull down. You didn't even have a conversation. Secretary Noem, do you comply with court orders?
Yes, we do comply.
Your
with
agency
court
complies
orders.
with court orders.
Yes, we comply with federal court
You were
orders.
saying under oath that you do, and yet we know in January the chief judge, Republican appointed for the Federal District of Minnesota, found that ICE had violated nearly 100 court orders since January 1st alone. In my state of New Jersey, last month, the chief of staff to Deputy Attorney General admitted in my state that in the New Jersey District Court that the government had violated 52 separate court orders, all involving cases where immigrants successfully challenged the legality of their detention. So this again is a constitution that you swore an oath to, and one of the most important ideals is that no one is above the law. You are violating the separation of powers, violating court orders, and routinely violating the civil rights of Americans. This is a reckless and out of control agency that you are responsible for. You seem to have no situational awareness whatsoever of some of the most egregious examples of Americans being completely attacked, violated, undermined in accordance with our laws by their own government. And this is what is phenomenal to me, is immigration was your president's number one issue, overwhelmingly popular with the American people. But now it's overwhelmingly unpopular. And it's not because you are deporting dangerous people that everybody here.
It's because the American people are fickle. They want the immigration, but they don't want to feel bad about it. They want the deportation.
Because there's a really good press campaign against it.
I don't think Americans, by and large, trust the press. Honestly, I think we're hearing that Americans are being hurt by ICE, and I think that's the issue. I think that's the main issue. But unfortunately, when you have a policing action this big, there's going to be
Sure. No,
incidents
you're right.
that happen.
Yeah, there are going to be incidents, right? Like there's going to be things that happen.
But I think that our government has fucked over its people so much that even when they get something they want and it turns out to be they hurt Americans more, they're like, no, fuck it. Because I kind of, my conspiracy brain kind of peaks up. I think that the Trump administration is being so shitty on this that immigration no longer becomes an issue, because the American people are not going to tolerate immigration if it involves hurting Americans. So that means that they'll just deal with illegal immigration.
Enforcement.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, they won't do it, and I think that's true. I do think that's true. I think that's why, because Republicans want the cheap labor, just like Democrats.
They're running a really good press campaign. The same shit happened under Obama. It's just somebody talked about it. I mean, you even had what's her name, AOC, standing in front of the fence, acting like it was, like it was hell on earth or whatever. During the Trump administration, but during the Obama administration, she talked about how great it was. So, it's I got to be. I mean, just currently right now, there's a very, very good, not really, it's a really good propaganda campaign. So, yeah.
God's favorite aunt, join the Discord, because eventually I will be doing a Factorio campaign, and I do not want to play that by myself.
Yeah, we're gonna have Nerd Wars Friday night. It's gonna be a lot of stuff on 40K and Star Wars, I think.
Oh, I will be there for that. I will be there for that. I love 40K.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wants out of our country. No, it's because you're going into our schools. You're terrorizing our children. You're detaining children.
But
You're
she
arresting
literally
Americans.
proved that they're not going.
You're breaking into our homes.
He literally. So he said you're not going to schools, but then he didn't give an example, not one of them going into schools. He just said that school children are scared. Well, that's your propaganda at work, pal. I mean, that's why they're scared. They're not scared because ICE has shown up and gone into schools. They're scared because they're told to be scared.
Can you DM me a link to that particular version of Starship Troopers? Because that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You're terrorizing our streets. You're violating our rights to peacefully protest again and again and again.
None of
and then
that
when a
is true.
court tells you
None
to
of that
stop,
is true.
and then
Literally
when a
none of
court
You are
tells
trying
to stop,
to impede
you
us
violate
from enforcing
judges'
the
orders.
law
Not in
and
a
getting
partisan
dangerous
way,
criminals off of our
Republican
streets,
appointed and
so we don't have
Democratic
more
appointed.
families like the
Problem
ones that are
Booker
sitting
has is
behind
she's
you.
better looking
Tell
than
me
Booker.
that
Lost
you are
their children. They're
responsible
gone forever.
for the running of your agency when you're not even aware. Either you are utterly incompetent or you are violating laws with impunity. You should step down.
Sadly, I think the only solution is to work with the left on social issues and be firm on the social issues we want to change, like immigration.
Yeah,
because,
I think you're wrong on that one. I think
well, the
you're wrong.
current.
That's okay.
Well, I mean, Grid. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm not a conservative. Never claimed to be.
Yeah,
I'm
understand.
more so.
It's
I'm
okay.
more so a
You just say that you're wrong on that, right? So I mean, it's.
Well, the thing about it is, man, I think that my issue, and I know you disagree with this, right? For instance, I think one of the things that would benefit us as a society is to subsidize higher education for things like STEM and medical doctors.
We already do that.
Yeah, but we do it in an inefficient way that creates debt.
Yeah, we actually do it in such an inefficient way that there's a guy who actually sponsors. There's a guy who owns a. I want to say it's a tech company of some kind, and my wife was telling me about it the other day, and he literally pays for any applicant to medical school to go to medical school if they pass. Like he literally pays for it at this, and so there are people that our government is so inefficient at it, and so we can't have government in that. You understand? I mean, this is a problem with everybody says, well, but we need to have a program so that we can have more doctors and lawyers. No, we don't. We already have those programs and they fail. What we need private industry to step back in and say, I need 5 doctors and I'll pay 5 people to go to school to be doctors. That's why our finance industry is so strong, because that's exactly what banks do. That's exactly what computer companies do.
Yeah, our inefficiencies come from our banking system. It comes from our politicians. It comes from not government inefficiency in of itself. It comes from the private sector's ability to manipulate and bribe governance.
I
That's the
disagree.
problem.
No, I think
that is a fact.
No, I think that's wrong. I think that what you have is you have a bunch of people who say they're going to go to medical school and they get a bunch of money and then they don't actually go to medical school.
No, then they should go to prison.
Well, I agree with you, but again, you're allowing the government to do it, and so they never pay the money back, right? Even though, and that's why you have so many people with $300,000 in unpaid student loans and other financial aid that can't that they literally can barely spell their fucking name. It's not competitive. First of all, it's not
I think that's more. I think that's more a genetic issue, but we can debate that topic later.
Well, I'm not going to talk about genetics, but I will say that I personally have watched people who had no fucking ability whatsoever.
I am the breast milk bandit on Discord, Grumple.
That is the cringiest shit ever.
I like titties.
Yeah, right. I mean, I get it. So what I've literally watched people have no fucking talent whatsoever go to school for 10 years. And you should only go to school for maybe 3, maybe 4, right? Like you should get it right. Go to school for 10 years, rack up debt after debt after debt after debt, change from accounting to what the fuck ever, and then and they end up with all this debt, and that's because none of the system is merit based. Even when you get into actual doctor school, right, medical school, that's the only time it actually starts becoming merit based, and that's one of the reasons why we don't have doctors, American doctors, that are pushing to the front, because it's so the people that can do it don't want to do it because they have to go through all of this other stuff, and also they look around and they see people who are not trying as hard but yet getting all of this financial aid and that maybe they're getting too, but they're like, why the fuck should I even try? Why the fuck should I even try? And so and I'm just picking on doctors right now just because I know 3 doctors locally, and 2 of them were looking to sell their practice, and now they're not, because they can't find anyone coming out of school to take over their practice, because the biggest problem is they all have like $300,000 or $400,000 in debt from going to medical school and then in residency and all of that shit, which is bad. They all have too much debt, so they can't actually buy a business, and that's it affects every. And I'm picking on the medical industry because it's easy, but it's literally everything. It's literally everything else. Like you can pick banking, right? Like my wife obviously did very well, but a lot of the people she went to Berkeley with Haas School of Business, a lot of people she went to class with didn't last 4 years in banking because they couldn't cut it. It's not a merit-based system. So in college, but once you get out into the world, it is a merit-based system. So now they all work for the government. Like most of the people that she went to school with, if they're not still in banking or some other fintech, a lot of them work for the government because because there's no meritocracy. You get a job, you stay in the job, you almost can't get fired after your first 2 years. This is a problem with all of this socialized, organized bullshit like you're talking about. Well, we need more education in this. No, we don't. We need less people doing it, but we need the right people doing it, right? Like not everybody should be doing it, and it should be merit based, 100%.
I fundamentally disagree with that. We need more people going into it. China, India, all these countries produce doctors.
You know why those systems work?
Because they're homogenous and they're authoritarian.
Because they're 100% merit based. If you fail, you fucking fail, and you can never try again.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's what we need here.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. But don't say.
Also,
here's the issue.
Go ahead.
I'm not against the merit-based grid. My issue is the debt. The whole system, it's about the debt. They don't give a fuck about the merit base. They don't give a fuck about Americans.
That's right. That's right. Because it's all this socialist bullshit.
Well, it's capitalist. It's inherently capitalist. They want to saddle you with debt. They want to own you, even when you put. Even
no,
when
that's
you
socialist.
graduate.
That's not capitalist. Capitalist is I don't want to own you. I need you to make money, so I make money.
Well,
Dude.
No,
that's the opposite of capitalism. What you're talking about is literally socialism.
No, I'm talking
Then
about
America is socialist.
America is to a large degree socialist, 100%.
Okay, cool. I mean, your definition and your terms are completely 100% factually incorrect.
No,
but I'm
that's
willing
not-
to. I'm willing to use them.
No, that's
If you want to call
If you're
America
talking about-
socialist
if
and
you're
not
talking about
capitalist,
giving people money to go to school and allowing them to do that with no qualifications because you like this socialist nonsense of everybody gets a chance and everybody gets to do
money. Who said giving them money? The people.
What do you think it is?
First off, if you pay for somebody's education, you should never just hand them money. That never works.
But that's what happens.
Well, it shouldn't happen.
real quick, I just want to state a fact, and then you guys go back at it, and I'll be quiet. Socialism is public ownership over the means of production. Capitalism is private ownership over the means of production.
Yeah.
And anything else is just the Koch brothers telling people how to think.
Who owns the schools? Who owns most of the schools?
In the United States?
Yeah.
The federal government.
Which is the production, right? They're producing students. They're producing.
No. No.
It's a means of production.
No, it's not.
What do you call it then?
Capitalism and communism and socialism specifically are talking about the means of manufacturing and or farms. See, the issue with education is it's something that can't really be quantified in production metrics. They're
called grades. They're called people who succeed. It absolutely can be quantified.
Well, you can see the benefit.
That's why
of
in China there's a number 1 school. There's a number 2 school. There's a number 3 school. Those numbers mean something. Quantified.
Okay.
In America, we don't do that.
Well, we should. All right. You won't find any disagreement there with me.
Yeah.
The simple fact of the matter is the issue is banking, and that is an inherent problem with capitalism and debt. Banking only exists with debt. Banking interests influence every single decision we make as a nation. And it is not communism, it is not capitalism, it is not socialism, it is debt-based society. It's financial slavery. And that is purely because of the private industry and the privatization of banks. And I don't disagree with anything you've said about meritocracy.
I think most of the problems that we have actually come from the Fed, which is not a private bank. It is, but it isn't.
It is a private bank.
It's a private bank that has been giving the ability. In fact, our founders spoke against the Fed.
Yes, they did. They said it's inherently wrong to do that.
If you're going to have a banking system, it has to be public because it can't be based on debt and entrapping your citizens into debt slavery. It has to be purely an organization for minting currency, monitoring trade, and monitoring inflation and accounts and deposits. It can't be something that gives off loans and makes interest, which is the book cornerstone of private banking. And again, that's why our country has the problems that it has. It's why we have the problem with housing. It's why we have the problem with immigration. It's why we have the problem with education. It's why we have the problem with healthcare, because they cannot put you in debt and make money off of it. And if they can't do that, that's an issue. And that unfortunately is a form of capitalism. And you know what? No, I ain't even gonna do that to you, because then Outlaw is gonna talk, and I'm gonna no, that's also a form of communism and socialism. It's literally just evil people doing evil shit. But anyways, the song that somebody wanted me to play for you.
Yeah, play the song.
I think you'll get a kick out of it because I heard a part of it and it was fucking hilarious.
Getting deja vu. This is like a rock war number 2. A rock war number 2.
That's almost funny.
I like to look at those oil supplies. I'd be ashamed if someone invaded you. If someone invaded you. And I ran so far.
I ran so far away.
Put this for USA.
I'm going to throw you something on Discord you can play. Where is it? Where's Discord?
I appreciate it. Ike, I got to hit you up on Discord because somebody who wants me to collab with them was interested in doing a philosophy and politics thing, and I want to see if they wanted me to ask you if you wanted to join for a couple of shows.
Is it Sirico or whatever his name is? Sirico, whatever.
Nah, I don't know who that. I don't know who that is.
That's cool.
I don't think they'll mind me saying anything about it. It was a Wolfpack.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Here's my theme song. Throw that out there.
I can't play that. I can, but it's really weird for me to have to play things like that.
What's that?
Do you know like I can't really play that?
Why?
Because I can play it. Everybody will just have to mute up because it will play weird.
Why will it play weird?
Because in order for me to share it to the StreamYard,
yeah,
I have to do a whole system play. I have to do a whole system audio, and it'll cause the audience to echo if we're talking.
Oh.
So everybody mute up.
I forget how streaming. I thought Streamlabs had a way of dealing with audio files, but maybe not. Oh,
yeah, I definitely don't talk about philosophy or politics either, D5.
D5, I would gladly talk philosophy with you. You're welcome to come over on. Actually, I think tonight we're going to do some philosophizing.
Well, D, you don't panel up.
Tomorrow will be debate.
But Dennison, and don't get hurt feelings, Dennison. Anybody, I was gonna ask you after the show. I was just asking Ike because he was pulling through. You're right, Grid. I can play it. I just remembered. I remembered how to do it.
I have to start using StreamYard more because they charged me $837 for the year.
Jesus Christ!
Right? Made that kind of hurt my feelings. Arms crossed. Aw, don't be that way, D5. You can come to talk philosophy tonight. I promise.
Come get your brat, Ike. Come get your brat. Come get your brat. Turning my nose up, arms crossed.
Nose up, arms crossed. Total brat. Brat move.
I'm gonna get beat up.
D5 will appreciate this. This is my theme song. Nobody wrote it for me. It already existed. I have a license to use it, so don't worry about it. No copyright.
Based. It's processing now. I uploaded it to the StreamYard. Gotcha. But no, I have thought about doing more political, like actual political, ideological, and stuff like that. Content like that. I haven't, but I'm getting healthier. I'm getting more in the mood to use my brain. Yeah, I've been working out like crazy. Okay, it's finished processing. Here we go.
Sweet.
Find yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies
fuck with it. I fuck with it. I like it. I like that. I don't give a fuck.
Everybody's always talking about how I say I don't care. It's just a nice version.
What was that?
I said everybody's always talking about how I say I don't care. That's just a nice version of this. It's my thing.
This is a good song. I didn't know you got down like that, Grizz. I like that. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yeah, no, listening to it jam out in your speakers in the car has got to be awesome. But I will definitely invite Miss D and Ike and Dennison to do the philosophy content whenever we do it.
I'm going to share. This is the. Let me see. Do I have it? Where do I have it? It's almost done. I got the intro for the new intro for Gun Prattle. My other show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll just give me 1 sec. It's buffering. I don't know why it's buffering, but it's buffering. Is it done yet? Yeah, there it is. All right, let's see.
Yeah, Grumple says your face is buffering.
Face is buffering. It's probably true though.
I wonder how much you and I actually agree.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I did that without sound. So let's do it.
It's coming. It's coming when your wife comes back. Leave me alone.
Yeah. His wife got damn. That's fucking cold.
There's some people that I don't give a fuck about anymore, and I just want them to leave me alone.
And apparently, that's one of them. I'm just gonna say.
Is it tonight though, for real, or is it tomorrow?
Well, my content. I'm still working up to it, but Wolfpack wants me to collab with a couple people, and we were talking about it in the Discord. And he asked me to ask Ike specifically, and I saw Ike run through, and I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to talk to him, so I wanted to ask him there. That's why I was like, I don't want to upset you and Miss D. Here we go.
Oh, no sound? Where's the sound?
When did you say that was?
Oh, wait. Oh, there's no sound.
I don't know when Wolfpack's going to say that.
Never mind. I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'll start it back over here.
Well, no, okay, Alawine, he's going to keep doing that, and all this stems from me float. I'm gonna go ahead and expose my project. I'm working on a sci-fi
Whenever you're ready.
I got you. I'm working on a sci-fi universe for my own nefarious needs and desires. Like right now, I'm trying to make a comic book and tell short stories using it. I floated to Landry that I may use him for some AI work. And I've already said this. My friend didn't want to use AI in it. And I just never talked to Landry. It was never an agreement, never anything like that. Like, I don't know why he's acting retarded. I don't know why he wants me to do shit. Like Landry is ass mad that a man who lost his house can't produce content and work on projects at a timely manner. It's kind of retarded, you know?
Seems like it.
And that's the whole issue with me and Landry. And then he just wants to talk shit, share people's docs, and then bitch about people bitching about him doing it. But let's go ahead and see this. What's this like?
All right. Ready? Yep. Stand by.
That's actually cool as fuck. Did you make that or some? Did you?
I made that. Yeah.
Nice. That's epic. D. Not only can you be a xenomorph queen in the comic, it's not a comic. It's an entire universe that I can draw from and make games, make books, make short stories, make comics, anything. And it's a persistent universe. So not only can you be a xenomorph, I can literally make you a character in there where you're like a hive mind of these xenomorphic creatures. Just tell me what the creatures you want them to resemble, and we can make you in there. If you have a name in mind you want for your character. And that goes for anybody, but most other people have to pay. There's some people that don't. Like I have an idea for Grid, Dennison, Flo, even Joe Cool as different characters that fit their personality. So I will be exposing more of that as we work along through it. Me and my friend are still working on it. So
yeah, that was I'm glad you thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was actually great. That was great. That was a great intro.
Will there be a species of space ants?
I don't know.
Do they need to eat metal? Do they need to eat metal?
For $10.99 per person, there can be.
That's funny.
No, there's a few people that I like and who I consider friends and or associates in this YouTube space. And like for your character Grid, I've talked to my buddy about it. So for your character, it's gonna be like a Wild West style mayor of like a frontier town in a really lawless colony, like a militaristic lawless colony. So Dennison's gonna be a scientist and a not electrical engineer, but like a computer scientist.
Inventor.
Yes, actually, computer scientist with his own science ship and horrors beyond your man-made dreams.
Okay.
So, but me and my friend are still trying to nail down. Like we've been working on this universe for like 2 years. So,
you've been working on it for 2 years?
Yeah, we've been world building for 2 years.
Nice.
My friend is a college student, and so we don't have a lot of time, and it's a joint project. So we only really work on it when we can get together. So the time that we've been working on it's not irrelevant because it's our precious time, but it's like it's not some big super deal just because we've been working on it for 2 years.
Okay.
So, but I've definitely been wanting to do more conversations because when it comes to politics and political theory, I think you and I would actually agree a lot more than it sounds the few times of us talking about actual policy that the U.S. does. Because it's more fun to talk about what ought be done when you're talking politics and philosophy, because that's a lot of people wind up arguing when they actually agree about things instead of understanding like there's a theoretical approach and then there's what actually is actually done. And America is just fucked beyond repair, it seems, in many places.
I mean, every time somebody says that, I'm like, yeah, but look at how much if you want to see fucked beyond repair, look at Mali.
Yeah.
Like that's fucked beyond repair. Like that's literally just go in, save the people you can, frag the rest, start over. And that's how bad that situation is. And we're not there. We're not anywhere near there. Right. So
well, when I say fucked beyond repair, there's levels to things, right?
Sure.
Like Mali is way more like Somalia, right?
Mali, which is on the other coast. That's on the other coast.
Well, these failed states, right? They're fucked in a whole nother way.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're fucked up from the ground up. But our institutions don't allow reform and change, and that's kind of fucked and going to drag us to where, in order to change something, you have to have a fucking holy jihad against the system. Is what I mean when we're talking about the West in general. But gentlemen, I think that we've been going 4 hours. I'm a baby.
Okay.
I am not a baby. I'm a what?
Wow. Cold. That's cold, man. That is just cold.
What?
Calling him a baby.
She gets so angry at me sometimes.
Yeah, Haiti is bad. I ain't gonna lie. Haiti is but it's not as bad as Mali. Like Mali's like fucked.
I swear, whenever I feel like this is Miss D. Whenever I say anything,
Probably not. You're probably right.
I don't know why she likes me. I don't know why a lot of you guys even tolerate me. I appreciate it from Ollie.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well,
she's like, yup. Why are you so mean to me? I didn't do anything. D when I speak. Wrong.
Wrong.
Also, D when I speak.
That was truthful.
Oh man. But so I gotta go put some clothes. I gotta go put some clothes in the washing machine, and
that's good.
Do some stuff. So
what's the latest? Now, are you building a house, or what are you doing? How's your life been, man? I hadn't talked to you.
So money is severely lacking for the project. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get two of the shack things, put them together. Add a little bit more space onto them to meet the minimum requirements, wire them up, and that should be good.
Okay.
But it is extremely expensive to do so. So
gotcha. Okay.
So I'm trying. So with that being said, if that doesn't work out, I am looking for work. I am probably going. I'm probably going to go to community college and then transfer to a 4-year degree so I can do all of my necessary things for really cheap, and then go back for my electrical engineering degree.
Okay.
But first I got to get a job. I got to get a stable income coming. Sure. More so because like I meet all my needs through side jobs and YouTube. But I need more than what I was having when I had a house, obviously. Right. So it's everything is coming together, but it's coming really slow, and I don't like how slow it's coming together. So in order for it to come together better and come together faster, I have to find something to make more income faster. Sure. That's the gridlock there. Okay. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the gaming stream. I'm going to go put my clothes in the washer. I'm going to do a few reps outside, take Tucker OUT, and as soon as I get done doing what I got to do with the cleaning, the working out, and the puppy, I am going to come back in like an hour or two, and we're going to do some StarCraft. I'll have this panel opened up in the back with the same invite. It just won't be live. That way we can come and we can talk about the game. We can chill. We can hang out. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
No, man. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for coming up.
Everything is fake and gay, guys.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. See you.
Right. See you. All right. Much love to everybody. Thank you for coming out, Miss D. I appreciate it. You are very funny. Make me laugh. Thank you for coming up, Gorilla Biscuit or Agarapolis. Thank you for coming up, Gorilla Biscuits. Thank you for coming up, Grumple, Polaris, Alawine, even Landry. Thank you for being here, helping the algorithm. Digital Denison. Oh, that's Denison. Not Laws. Ike. Let's see who else showed up. Miss Donna in Texas. My friend Duale from Germany. God's favorite aunt. I think that's everybody. And thank you to the nice producer lady for these videos on the politics and everything. I appreciate you. Could not do it without you. Thank you for coming, Lou. I see you as well. And we will be doing some video gaming content. You seemed very interested in that, along with Plasma. See, I think that's everybody that has posted in chat. Growling Arachnid, Wishy Bishy, Douglas Ilrich. Yep, I think I Want a Tea, Gabe. I think I said Plasma already. Yep, I think that is everybody who has posted in the chat. Thank you all for showing up. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for everything you guys do. Y'all have a wonderful, safe day. If I don't see you on the gaming stream, why not? But thank you for watching on this stream. I hope that I've entertained, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you want to collab, or if any streamers out there want to collab, hit me up on Discord. If anybody has any suggestions for content, let me know what you think. And thank you guys for showing up and showing out. God bless.
Starlight outlaw, cosmic soldier, give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight